60 years. Pitching, a big reason why this team is playing so well. 64 wins already in 2004. Scott Rowland is a possible MVP candidate. His club is up by 10 games, the largest margin in baseball. Tony La Russa and the Cardinals look for their first sweep in Cincinnati since 1996. Cards and Reds coming up in game number 3. We're at the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. This is Cardinals baseball on FSN Midwest. Tonight, game 3 between the Cardinals and the Cincinnati Reds. With Al Rabowski, my partner, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Welcome to Cardinals baseball. Redbirds looking for the sweep tonight. This has been fun. We sound like a broken record. We came on the Midwest Sports Report last night. We said, you know what, timely hitting, good pitching, and a win. And it seems like that has been the case every single night out with this club.
There's a lot of games left, 62 games left, but this club is going about their business in the right way. They're pushing hard, they're working hard, and those wins are accumulating. They are outstanding, and, you know, as good as this record has been, they have a road record that is better than any other team in the National League's home record.
That's amazing. And this is our Bank of America higher standard. Like you said, the wins are piling up overall at 64 and 36. But, Al, if you're going to be a championship team, you've got to win away from home. And the Cardinals are 33 and 16.
Well, like I said, they have more wins and a better record on the road than anybody in the National League at home. And their home record isn't too shabby either, having the best record in baseball.
Pitching tonight, well, you got a guy that wins on the road, Jeff Suppan. He's been terrific. This is our four-key matchup. Jose Acevedo will get the start for the Cincinnati Reds. Big start for him personally. If he doesn't come out and pitch well, he could be bumped from that rotation. And Jeff Suppan, you see 6-0 on the road. Acevedo, 3-3 record at home.
And Acevedo also is 0-5 against the Cardinals in his lifetime. So it's a good matchup for the Cardinals. The one thing that's going to be really interesting is Acevedo says, I'm going to change my pitching style. I'm going to keep the ball down. Now, he's a high ball, fastball pitcher. If he starts trying to keep the ball down, I look for walks.
It was a shutout last night for the Cardinals, 6-0, behind Jason Marquis. We'll take a look here at the Great American Ballpark at the first 2 games of this series. When we come back after this timeout, little video music highlight for you. The crushing blows of Albert Pujols and air by Pena. You're going to see that, and also Jimmy is coming up.
While you're focused on baseball, Schnucks is focused on savings.
Like boneless Field Kentucky Legend half ham, sliced free and only $2.49 a pound. All varieties of Schnucks shredded cheese in 8-ounce packages are just $1.89 each. Olathe, Colorado bicolor sweet corn, fresh in the husk, is on sale. Take home 5 years for $1. And Six Flags single-day tickets at Schnucks are the best discount in town.
Schnucks, we make it easy.
Hi, I'm Fred from Dirt Cheap Beer and Liquor. The more she drinks, the better you look. And remember, size really does matter. Carry a big wallet with the money you save with our low-price, low-tier products. Cheap, cheap! Please visit us. We are the last refuge of the persecuted smoker, and we really are grateful for your business. Cheap, cheap, fun, fun! Have fun, but drink responsibly. Be careful out there.
Dobbs is the best place in town for tires.
Or auto service.
Best selection and best brands of tires.
Or best trained technicians for oil changes, engine maintenance, brakes.
Best for tires.
Or auto service.
Better yet, best for quality tires.
And expert auto service.
Dobbs, best for tires and or auto service. And now at Dobbs, purchase any 4 new Michelin passenger or light truck tires and receive a $50 mail-in rebate. This offer is good only through August 7th, so get into Dobbs today.
You've got a great feature on your Dish Network system that allows you to personalize your entertainment choices. Locks allow you to keep your children from watching programs you don't want them to see. It's easy. Press Menu on your remote control and select Lock. Simply set a password to activate the locks and those channels won't appear. Locks customize your entertainment for the whole family. It's easy with Dish Network.
Fat. Increase energy. Reshape your body in record time with Fitness Made Simple's new 45-minute fat-burning workout.
There are no tricky dance moves, no high-impact gyrations, just lightweight training done at a heart-pumping cardio pace.
to build lean muscle and burn pounds of fat.
Work out at home with fitness celebrity John Bastow, doing exercises to sculpt your chest, back, shoulders, arms, legs, and abs. Call now or order online at fitnessmadesimple.com.
Fitness Made Simple, bringing real results to real people.
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
Cardinals. Off the end of the bat, the pain is still going back. It's carrying. Out to center, and it's gone.
Guard a little bit.
Edmonds into deep right field, and the Cardinals have the lead. Get going. Goodbye. Home run, Jim Edmonds. Trained into right center field. Well hit. Edmonds back near the wall, looking up, and it's gone. Here it comes. Albert into left field. Yes, sir. This game is tied. Dana takes it. Drops it. Mabry on his way to second. Race to the bag, and he is safe, and the bases are loaded. Come on, Tony. Little Wilmer. There it is. It drops. Your blue pit, Al, that you talked about. He got him, and the Cardinals take game one. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Good pitch from Marquis. 1-2-3. The Reds go down as Pujols hits it up the middle. Taken there. Bobble. Long throw to first. Safe at first as Molina scores. Marquis into right field. Vanderwell on the move. He won't get it. Marquis makes it 5-0 Cardinals.
Get ready to launch.
Like that, down the right field line. Get out of here. It is gone. It's a home run for Edmonds. Aaron strikes out Jimenez. Boy, he looks sharp. Marquis is now 11-4. Win number 64 for the best team in the major leagues.
It's not just about saving money. It's about spending time, just dropping by and creating bonds rather than simply buying them. At Edward Jones, it's never just about investing. It's about knowing you and your dreams.
My every hope, my life, my world, it all begins with a dream.
Edward Jones, investing in you and your dreams.
Introducing a new level of performance, the Acura TL. From the first glance, the difference is obvious. With its bold, sleek lines and sporty stance, the TL is a force to be reckoned with. Powered by a 22-valve VTEC engine, the Acura TL delivers an exhilarating yet surprisingly smooth ride. Inside, the TL puts an impressive array of technology at your fingertips and at your command. Come drive one at your Gateway Acura dealer today and experience why, with the Acura TL, power and luxury are not an option. They're standard.
Every time you smoke a cigarette, you're taking 7 to 11 minutes off your life. For the typical smoker, that can be as much as 10 years. You're nearly twice as likely to die of heart disease and almost 3 times more likely to die of cancer. By the age of 45, your lung function has already declined at 3 times the normal rate.
If you're ready to take control of your life, we can help. We're the makers of Smoke Away, developed to help reduce cravings. It's all natural and nicotine-free. And best of all, it's guaranteed to help you stop smoking or your money back.
Since the first day that I used Smoke Away, I have not wanted a cigarette at all.
After taking Smoke Away, I noticed that there was virtually no cravings whatsoever.
Now it's your turn to quit smoking with the help of Smoke Away. And the best part, it's guaranteed to help you stop smoking or your money back.
To order, call 1-800-993-3320.
Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Bud Light. Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here. By the St. Louis Renaissance Grand Hotel, the official hotel of Cardinals broadcasts on Fox Sports Net. By Auto Tire. For the lowest bottom line price, you ought to go to Auto Tire. By Steak and Shake, real steak burgers and real milk milkshakes served 24 hours a day. And by Southwest Airlines, nonstop service to 59 destinations all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom.
Another nice crowd here in Cincinnati, and we welcome you to the Great American Ballpark. The second year for this ballpark as the Cardinals go for the sweep tonight. It would be their first sweep in a 3-game series at Cincinnati over the Reds since 1996. Tony La Russa, Dave Miley hooking up. And we take a look at Jose Acevedo. His numbers brought to you by Advance Auto Parts. Not very good. A record of 4.9 ERA all over 6.
He's already established career highs in almost every statistical category, but he has really struggled of late. 2-8 in his last 10 starts, and he's 0-6. 0-5 against the Cardinals.
This will be his 6th career start against St. Louis. Let's take a look at Tony La Russa's lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Tony Womack back in there, on base 3 times last night. Then it's Renteria, then Albert Pujols, who picked up the game-winning RBI. Scott Rowland, Jim Edmonds, pair of home runs in this series. Then Cedeno, another start. Of course, you've got Reggie Sanders, Mike Matheny, and Jeff Suppan. The defense looks like this for Cincinnati. Brought to you by Auto Tire. Willie Mopane in center. Adam Dunn is in left. Vanderwall in right. Frio, Lopez, Jimenez, Casey on the infield. And Jason LaRue is behind the plate.
That is sunshine out there in center field.
A rarity in this series.
We haven't seen it until today.
And it's nice to see. It feels like San Francisco weather, and we head to San Francisco tonight. It'll be a long night for the ball club. There's a strike to Tony Womack. We're underway at 7:10 here in Cincinnati.
Womack 3 for 5 off Acevedo.
On base 3 times last night. That is such a key for the Cardinals. When Tony Womack has 3 hits, the Cardinals are 11-0. So it gives you a little idea of the catalyst that he can be with 98 hits on the year. Good portion of those have been infield hits. Little check swing. He went around. Doesn't even get the appeal. Womack is going to ask Bruce Fremming, the crew chief, why not appeal that? Bruce is saying, I don't need to. And it's a strikeout of Tony Womack.
Bounce that slider up there. That's what he says. He's going to get the ball down. Bruce Fremming with a getaway day. I don't know if where the umpires are going, but we might have a quick game here.
Wide strike zone at least.
Well, we hope so anyway.
I've got no problem with that. Just call it the way it should be, which it's never called that way, it seems like that.
Players and batters will adjust if you call strikes.
Here's Edgar Renteria hitting .288. Think about the job that Edgar did last night early in this ball game. After Tony Womack led off the game with a single, it was Edgar who gave himself up and sacrificed. Now, in how many lineups would you expect Renteria to do that in Major League Baseball? This one certainly he can, with Pujols, Rowland, and Edmonds and Sanders, but in most, he's probably a guy hitting either 3rd or 5th, maybe 6th in the lineup.
See, this is a little bit what I'm thinking about Acevedo. He normally has a fastball that's up in the zone. He struggled, so he says, I'm going to get the ball down. I look for him to be walking people today.
Low on 4 pitches. And it's a 1-out walk to Renteria, and it brings in Albert Pujols. Pujols hitting .323, 29 home runs, 74 ribbies. And he's 3 for 10 in this series. But Rick Hummel of the Post-Dispatch had a real interesting article taking a look at the possibility of Hall of Famers, young players in the game today. And at the top of his list, and he had a panel of experts, was this man at the plate, number 5, Albert Pujols. 5 straight balls thrown by Acevedo. Of course, we took a look at the Hall of Fame during our pregame show put together by Lindsey Polite.
Longevity is the only thing that Albert has lacked. The consistency's there, the numbers are there, but he has to do it for about 3 times as many years as he's got now.
Right. Kirby Puckett played for 12 years. Longevity compared to other Hall of Famers really not there with Kirby.
He had an injury that ended his career. You have to have 10 years minimum in the major leagues to qualify, unless there are special exemptions for injured players. Now they're going to try and go up the ladder on Pujols.
6 straight balls, and he was sitting on that 2-0 pitch and swung through it 2-1.
But they wanted to elevate that one, but that one was right down the middle and only 89 miles an hour. Albert usually doesn't miss that one.
On deck, Scott Rowland. We're just underway between the Cardinals and Reds here in the first with 1 out. A count of 2 balls, 1 strike. Cardinals looking for their 34th road victory. Albert pops it up. Sean Casey calling for it, and he's got it. 2 down, and it's up to Rowland. Scott Rowland leading the National League in RBIs with 89. Second on that list is Vinny Castilla of the Colorado Rockies with 85. And he's 3rd best in average on the road at 380 and 327 overall. Pretty impressive year put together thus far by Rowland.
Tejada of Baltimore and Ortiz of Boston have passed him in RBIs.
Tejada having a great year in his first year with the Orioles after playing a number of seasons with Oakland. 2 outs in the first pitch to Rowland. A swing and a miss. Scott last night had a single and a walk. He was on base twice. Career numbers against the Reds. We talked about the other night, Scott Rowland used to come to Cincinnati primarily to watch his baseball as a youngster. Grew up in Jasper, Indiana. One ball, 1 strike. Edmonds on deck. You would figure out with Edmonds the way that he has been hitting on deck, Rowland probably seeing some better pitches to hit. Hasn't had that kind of protection all season long, but Edmonds in the last month and a half has just gotten on fire.
And, you know, we always talk about the first half MVP with Scott Rowland. And now, if you kind of look at the Cardinals, you'd say it would be difficult for any Cardinal to amass enough votes because Pujols is going to take votes away from Rowland. Edmonds might take some votes away from Pujols.
I think you have to start looking at Edmonds.
Well, I think they'd rather have the team be in the World Series.
This is up and in to Scott Rowland, 2 balls and a strike. Outfield very deep, straight away for Rowland. Willie Mopena is near the track at center field.
Likes the
way
sun.
out there.
Likes the sun.
I mean, look at that compared to where Jim Edmonds plays. It's not even close. Rowland with a shot in the left center field. That ball is going to get to the gap and rolls towards the wall. Renteria being waved home. Scott Rowland with RBI number 90. And it's 1-0 Cardinals. Big 2-out hit. And again, the Cardinals put pressure on a team that is down.
You can talk all about Scott Rowland, but he leads the National League in RBIs. He's tied now for 2nd in the major leagues, but you know, his 406 average with runners in scoring position, and this is his 34th RBI with 2 outs, 55 on the road. Edgar's got the play in front of him, and it gets to the wall, and he's easily knows he's going to score.
Now Rowland in scoring position. Chance here for Edmonds.
Great places.
11 home runs in the month of July for Jim Edmonds. Strike on the inside corner. Take a look at Edmonds along with Pujols, both enjoying a solid July. Pujols among the league leaders in batting and home runs, and along with RBIs. Edmonds tops the list of those home run leaders this month. Homered for the 2nd straight game last night.
Last 34 starts, Jimmy's hit .354 with 32 RBIs and 22 base on balls. And a balk has been called.
So Rowland moves from 2nd to 3rd. To accentuate your point, Al, his previous high for the month of July for Jim Edmonds was 10 back in 1995. Let's see what Acevedo did here.
Well, see, he's just had that little flinch, and they tried to cover it up by stepping off, but move, you have to make a move to the plate.
Now anything could happen. Wild pitch could score that run. Pass ball. Count of 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs here on Edmonds.
Hit well in June, but the power numbers are way up in July.
Mitchell Page talking about Edmonds trusting the hands, not rocking back too much in his stance and lunging. slowing his lower half. He's done that the last couple of months.
And the interesting thing to me is that's why you have that wide stance to keep from doing that.
Hardly a stride whatsoever from Jim Edmonds. Real wide base at the plate.
And that keeps you from, like you're saying, being caught out in front on off-speed pitches. Keeps the bottom half steady.
Next pitch to Edmonds. 3-1. Now, you talked about it, Acevedo being a pitcher that historically in his career, high fastballs, but trying to keep the ball down, and like you said, struggling now with his control.
Yeah, he's thrown 19 pitches, 11 are balls, only 8 are strikes, so you don't expect him to be, have that pinpoint control. And of course, when you're 0-5 against the Cardinals and an ERA over 9, you may not want to throw strikes.
Cedeno on deck. On 3-1, he might just want to let Edmonds walk and deal with Cedeno. Here it comes. Ball way inside. Walk number 2 in this game handed out by Acevedo, and now D'Angelo Jimenez, the second baseman, calls time to talk it over with his pitcher. 2 outs, runners at the corners, and Cedeno will be the hitter. Roger is playing left field tonight.
To me, it was just sort of a failed, game plan. Sure, you always try and keep the ball down, but if that's not your strength, and then you're going to all of a sudden change it, you're not going to have control.
And he hasn't so far. This is Cedeno.
A lot of times you're breaking pitches. You don't want them to be strikes anyway. You want them to look like strikes, but they're not.
Pena, the center fielder, shading Cedeno a bit to the opposite field. Runners at first and third. The pitch is a ball inside. And Tony Womack, the first hitter, that was a strike. But when you're not around the plate, you don't get those calls.
Like he's a little bit afraid of throwing a strike. He's not comfortable on the mound.
He's very deliberate in between pitches.
And guiding the ball there. Trying to will it to locations. Now you've got your defense, which at times can be very porous. You got them back on their heels. They're standing around.
Count of 1 ball, 1 strike on Cedeno. Little chopper over the head of Casey, and that is a fair ball. The luck continues for the Cardinals. Another run scores. Edmonds will stop at third base, and Cedeno has a chopper for a double. Sean Casey was holding the runner at first base, so that chopper got over his head. Tough luck for Acevedo. 2-0 Cardinals.
Good teams have good fortune. Set up away, and the ball, just a breaking ball right in the middle of the plate, chops down on it, gets a high hop over Casey. Great camera work from this angle. Immediately, the the first base umpire, Hunter Windelstedt, called that a fair ball, got over the head of Casey, and Cardinals are having a little fun in the first.
Cardinals had picked up their 2 runs with 2 outs here in the first inning. Reggie's 1 hit against his former team in this series was yesterday, a home run, number 17. The first pitch is a ball. Boy, base hit would be nice. You could jump out to a 4-0 lead. Got good speed at second base in Cedeno. Edmonds the runner at third.
We're talking about a team that is really down anyway. They've lost 7 straight games. They were coming into this series feeling like they had to win in order to keep them as pretenders.
2-0.
Dave Miley just has to watch, and you can't, Don Gullett on his left there, you just can't throw strikes for these guys. They know right now that they don't have a lot of help. They had a nice run where they led the Central Division for a while, but they have been on a tailspin at the Cardinals' expense.
The 2-0 pitch. Whoa, what a cut from Reggie Sanders. 2 balls, a strike with Mike Matheny on deck. Cards have won 8 of 10 and 18 of the last 22.
Got that ball up and in. Tying Reggie up. Looking for a pitch out over the plate on 2-0.
While the Reds have been a tailspin, the Cardinals since May 27th are 41 and 14. That's a .745 winning percentage. 2-2 as Reggie was cheated.
Cardinals have a better record on the road than they do at home.
Got off to a rough start in which they were handled pretty well at the beginning of the season by Milwaukee. Then Houston came into town and swept the Cardinals, and you're wondering what kind of season this might be.
Cardinals 31 and 20 at home, and they started out 1 and 6, 33 and 16 on the road.
Count of 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sanders steps out, calls time. As I mentioned before, the Cardinals head to San Francisco, off day tomorrow. Right down the middle. A strikeout of Reggie Sanders. Couldn't pull the trigger. Strands 2. Cardinals score 2. Bottom of the first coming up.
Cardinals baseball is on Fox Sports Net. Catch the Cards every night, Monday through Friday. Even the day games are replayed in prime time. We're the home for the Cardinals all season long. We're Fox Sports Net.
They're highly skilled, with nerves of steel and a killer instinct. Who are they? The world's greatest liars. 6 players left, over $500,000 at stake. Championship poker at the Plaza Sunday.
Please welcome Shaquille O'Neal. And now, Pamela Anderson. Chris Fry. Let's give a big hand for Daniel L. Jackson.
The numbers back in the air on the Best Damn Sports Show, period. Weeknights on FSN.
2 sure hits. St. Louis baseball and savings at Schnucks.
Like all varieties of Schnucks shredded cheese in 8-ounce packages, just $1.89 each. Stock up on Beech Nut Stage 2 baby food. Pick up 6 jars for only $1.99. Get your clothes clean whether you work or play hard with Ajax liquid laundry detergent. Take home 3 for $7. And Six Flags single-day tickets at Schnucks are the best discount in town.
Schnucks. We make it easy.
Let's get out of here. Catch that Cardinals game over at Edge. Let's go. Nah, you guys go ahead. I'm not really up on baseball. All right. See you tomorrow. See you later.
On Friday, July 30th, live on Dish on Demand pay-per-view, Mike Tyson is coming to reclaim the division he once ruled. What will it take to stop him? Power, size, desire, and Danny Williams has it all. Mike Tyson versus Danny Williams, plus more boxing action. Friday, July 30th. That's Friday, July 30th. Live on Dish on Demand pay-per-view. To order, use your remote or call 1-877-DISH-PPV. Playing this month on Dish on Demand pay-per-view.
You don't think I hurt her, do you?
She isn't hurt, Brenda. She's dead. Mystic River.
In my life, it's always been the harmless stuff that hurts the most. People kill each other every day.
Monster. Take a break from routine TV. Order a pay-per-view movie from Dish on Demand.
You're watching Fox Sports Net. Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in our coverage on Fox Sports Net.
Top of the second, Jason Marquis was the winner last night for the St. Louis Cardinals. 7 shutout innings. In watching him last night exit the ball game, looked like he may have hurt himself. He kept on adjusting his arm, also stretching his legs, but he said he was fine. Quote, brought to you by Geico, I'm not going to say I expect to go out there and shut a team down completely. I know I'm capable of doing that. That's why I'm still young and still learning. That's why I can't get too high or too low. You can be humbled real quick. Jason Marquis, our Geico Direct Moment. 4th time in the Cardinals' past 5 wins, they have pitched a shutout. They've lowered their season ERA as a staff, 2nd best in the league, to 3.77. The Cubs, by the way, if you're wondering, lead the major leagues at 3.69. But the staff ERA, it's the lowest it's been since early July.
Molina's got his last 3 starts, he's got 3 shutouts.
Right.
Had 3 hits last night.
That's one of their major concerns with a young player in particular at that position. With the regime of Tony La Russa and Dave Duncan, how does he call a game? Can he adjust on the fly with these veterans? And the answer has been emphatically yes.
And a lot of
he's done a great job with his pitchers.
Yeah, and I think that's, you know, you got to give a little nod to Matheny for helping him out and the work ethic. Mike will talk about work ethic that Yadier has.
And Mike strikes out. Strikeout number 3 for Jose Acevedo. First inning, by the way, Al, they announced took 30 minutes and
17 seconds.
That's right. Both pitchers threw 28 pitches.
Now, would you like to figure out how long this game will last? If you carry that?
Be quiet. I don't even want to go into it.
Well, we don't have to worry about arriving early morning.
No. Here's Suppan, a little chopper to short.
Get there late morning. He is now, Jeff is 0 for his last 38 going back to last season.
Who would have thought of that? He was a very good hitting pitcher coming into this season. The first 25,000 fans ages 16 and over with a paid admission receive a stretch fit Cardinals cap courtesy of Southwest Airlines on August 6th as Mike Piazza and the Mets come to town. Of course, Southwest Airlines, the official airline of the Cardinals. Give the Cardinals ticket office a call at 421-3060, or you can log on to the website at stocardinals.com. August 6th, the Mets and Piazza. 2 outs in the first. The Cardinals played at 2 runs. Now it's 2 outs, nobody on. Back to the top of the order. This is Tony Womack, who struck out on a check swing his first time up. Third baseman Creel way in on the grass. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now he moves back even with the bag. One pitch to Tony Womack. In there for a strike. Cardinals can stretch out their bullpen a little bit, Al, with the way that the schedule sets up. You've got an off day tomorrow, plus an off day on Monday.
Well, I think they would prefer that. Another well-pitched game. There's a base hit.
Base hit for Tony Womack. 2-out hit. Brings in Renteria. That's good to see, a ground ball off the bat. Tony Womack, when he's been in his slump here in the second half, it's been a lot of pop-ups and fly balls.
Yeah, but he's got a 4-game hitting streak now going. He's 5 for his last 12. 4 for 8 in this series.
Here's Renteria. He walked his first time up, scored the first run in this game. Pujols on deck. Cardinal all-star shortstop. Let's see if the Redbirds want to be aggressive here with Womack, the runner, at first base. Foul back, strike 1. One of the big questions that the Cardinals look at by the end of this season, and certainly in the offseason, is whether or not they can re-sign Edgar Renteria. You've got Orlando Cabrera of Montreal, their shortstop, Nomar Garciaparra, and Edgar is the top 3 heading towards free agency. Like you've said, Al, you've been told that the Pujols contract should not hinder what they do with Renteria.
The only problem is Players Association is going to monitor these shortstops. There's a couple good ones that are coming out. But I think Tony realizes what Edgar is to this team. His teammates know what he is, and to me, he's irreplaceable.
Yep. You wouldn't know it, but he's one of the leaders of this team.
You better believe it. He is one solid kid.
Spins away from a breaking ball, 1-2.
Knows how to play the game. He plays it right. Plays it every day.
He's one of the top jokesters on the team, too. You see him privately behind closed doors in the clubhouse. He's always cutting up with his teammates, always with a smile.
Still not comfortable with the language, but you know, when he's comfortable with his teammates, he is a funny guy.
That is pulled. That's a base hit. Womack around second base. It's cut off by Adam Dunn. Okenda will hold up Tony Womack, and Renteria trots into second base. He's been on base now twice, and all of a sudden you've got Albert Pujols digging in. Just like the first inning, chance to score some runs here with 2 outs.
Ryan Furiel is going to all-out effort every place he plays. And once again, with 2 outs, Acevedo gets himself in trouble, and now he's really in trouble with the heart of the order coming out. I think if we talked to Albert, and I know he went up and looked at the video, he had 2 pitches. One he swung and missed, and one he popped up. I think he felt like he probably should have crushed.
First pitch that he swung and missed on was a 2-0 delivery. And what we have seen from Pujols in his brief career, Al, is the fact that he can adjust on the fly, not just game by game, but at bat to at bat, pitch by pitch. And for Acevedo, it's either deal with Pujols here or rolling with the bases loaded. 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0.
Don't expand your zone, just relax. Look at those numbers with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. You're not supposed to do that. 2-out base hits, boy, that's the greatest thing for the offense. Kills the defense.
Count of 2 balls, no strikes, 2 runners on. 3-0. Might be just inclined to throw one outside and deal with Scott Rowland with the bases loaded with Pujols here. Like we've said, pick your poison in this lineup.
Don't make, biggest mistake you can do is sit there and say, I'm going to throw one down the middle and get my strike one. You better execute a good pitch. And if it's on the border, fine.
Albert pops it up right side. Deep down the right field line. Vanderwall, does he have a play? Get out of there. And it's out of play. So on 3-0, he was swinging away, as you might expect.
Acevedo didn't groove one. He had it out away from him.
And now that's the thing with Pujols that makes him such a great hitter. Pitch on the outside corner, and you can see what he's trying to do there. Go to the opposite field. Hit it with authority. Doesn't try to do too much in every single at bat.
And this is a hitter's count. This is when they love it.
The 3-1 pitch. Ball 4 to Albert Pujols as Womack stays put at third base. So the base is loaded now for Scott Rowland. Scotty with an RBI double, now with 90 RBIs already. That's walk number 3 by Acevedo.
4 hits, 3 walks, 5 outs recorded.
Well, it looked like he was going to have an easy second inning. He got Matheny looking, called third strike. Suppan chopped one to short. There's 2 outs, and then Tony Womack singled up the middle. And here we go. Rolling a swing and a miss. .90 RBIs for Scott Rowland. What a year. Pujols at first, Renteria at second, Womack the runner at third. Good play there by Jason LaRue.
He's had trouble getting that slider over.
That double for Rowland was his 23rd this year.
Scotty has 13 game-winning RBIs, second in the National League. He rolls 14. And he's got the Cardinals on the scoreboard today. Potentially another game winner.
A strike to Scott Rowland. In the hole now. A ball and 2 strikes. This is also something he's improved upon this year, Al. The fact with 2 strikes, he puts the ball in play more times than not. Been a better 2-strike hitter this year.
Shorten up a little bit, try and make contact.
The 1-2. Pitch outside, 2-2. Acevedo making LaRue work back there.
You're a pitcher. You want to retire Scott Rowland on this pitch, the 2-2 pitch. You don't want to run it to a running count of 3-2 and 2 outs. Then if you give up a single, it produces 2 or 3 runs.
Ball gets in the gap, maybe 3 runs score. 2-2 pitch. Rowland is jammed. Hits it behind home plate, out of play. Scott Rowland, well over 300 with the average. That's in the top 10. Leads the league in RBIs with 90 and 21 home runs on the year. Edmonds on deck if Rowland can extend it.
A great road average.
The best in the National League. Just missed inside. Here's what you talked about, Al. You don't want to go 3-2 if you're the pitcher. Now, if you were Acevedo, what do you come with here?
Well, see, here's the thing. You know, most of the time you want to throw a breaking ball, but it's not going to be a strike. So if you're going to throw a fastball, you know, that's what Scott's probably looking for.
There they go. That's driven into right center. Pena on the move, and he's got it. Hard hit, but Pena got a good jump and made the play. The Cardinals strand, the bases loaded. And it stays 2-0.
They're highly skilled, with nerves of steel and a killer instinct. Who are they? The world's greatest liars. 6 players left, over $500,000 at stake. Championship poker at the Plaza Sunday.
Totally NASCAR. The only source that keeps you in tune with expert analysis, racing insights, and the latest reports from the winner's circle. Totally NASCAR. Weeknights on FSN.
Let me tell you about a place I know. Casino Queen is the place to go. The folks are friendly and they got the loosest slot. If you want to play with the limited, the Queen is the spot. Now you dig it? I love winning big at the Casino Queen Hotel and Casino. Woo! Look at that, baby. Another winner.
Van.
Auckland.
Chopped.
Awberry.
Orange.
Illa.
Ban.
Auckland.
A side-by-side milkshake. Any 2 of your favorite milkshakes together in one glass.
Nana.
Side-by-side milkshakes. Only at Steak and Shake. You'll know your favorite when you invent it.
Steak and Shake. We have new side-by-side milkshakes.
Cardinals baseball is on Fox Sports Net. Catch the Cards every night, Monday through Friday. Even the day games are replayed in prime time. We're the home for the Cardinals all season long. We're Fox Sports Net.
Back to work for the Cardinals. Welcome back to Cincinnati. Bottom of the second. Redbirds lead it 2-0 with 2 runs in the first. Cardinals continuing their 6-game road trip tonight with the last of 3 games here in Cincy. Off day tomorrow. We'll make our lone visit to San Francisco over the weekend. Jason LaRue, a swing and a miss. Will be followed by Lopez, and then the pitcher Acevedo. He's not going to last long. He's had two very long innings. Suppan had a long first with 28 pitches, but got out of a bases-loaded jam. Got Willie Mopena to ground out. Little chopper, watch rolling here. Bare hand, throw. What a play. Just automatic. We talk about number 27. The next great thing in sports entertainment returns tonight with IMAX as Max Kellerman takes on the world to find out if Randy Johnson will be pitching for the Yankees by this weekend. Plus, Max discusses the trade rumors that have Nomar Garciaparra heading to the Cubs. Don't miss IMAX tonight, 10:30, only on FSN Midwest. It's been the hot rumor, Nomar going to Chicago. Good play there by the Gold Glover, Scott Rowland. And here's Lopez. Jose Mesa apparently will not be traded by the Pittsburgh Pirates. We'll talk about that with Joe Strauss after the game. Cardinal beat writer. Cardinals had interest in Mesa. We'll also talk about Rick Ankiel, who just turned 25 last week. Won 11 games as part of that Cardinals starting rotation back in 2000. Don't be surprised, Joe was telling us, to see Rick Ankiel. There's a look at Joe with Hall of Famer Hal McCoy below him with the stogie hanging out. But don't be surprised to see Rick Ankiel called up in September. The 2-1 pitch. With a 10-game lead, and especially if the Cardinals wrap it up early, that's a perfect situation to find out what you have in Rick Ankiel as the command back.
Well, you have to do it because you've had such an investment in him, and you losing.
Lopez into right center field. Sanders won't get it. Wide turnaround second base. Will stop right there. One out double for Felipe Lopez.
I don't think Renteria picked up that relay throw, and Reggie threw the ball back in, and or whoever threw it back in, and it went over the head of Womack, and it hit Renteria. He didn't get a glove on it. Hit him in the body. Look at the pitch. Down and in a little bit. Switch hitter rifles it into the right field. Reggie comes up and watch his throw. Oh, you see, Womack kind of deked Renteria. He assumed that it was low enough that the first man was going to get it. And then when he ducked down, it hit Renteria.
Here's Acevedo. Both the corner men, Pujols and Rowland, playing in a bit for Acevedo. Last time, by the way, Rick Ankiel pitched was May of 2001.
See, he'll be out of options, or he's out of options now. So you got a free look in September, and then you make your determination whether you want to invest more into his future with the Cardinals. You put him on your roster for next season. So really, because of the injury, you can bring him back this last month on injury rehab and then activate him when you expand the roster.
2-1 on the pitcher, Acevedo. So he last pitched with the Cardinals May of 2001. Memory serves me correct, Al. He worked 10 relief appearances, 10 starts at Tennessee last year. He had surgery in L.A. back in mid-July.
Yeah, and they were really not concerned with the control factor anymore. He felt like he had mastered that. He was throwing the ball well. It was just the elbow, and eventually led to Tommy John surgery. So hopefully you get him back, and he just turned 25, as you mentioned.
Acevedo is 2 for 32, and the count is 3-1. Now full count. Like you said, Al, he's only 25. I mean, it's still a long ways to go before you say goodbye to Rick Ankiel.
Absolutely. Just the window for the Cardinals is narrow. A man named Warren Spahn won 363 games, and he might have won his first game at age 26.
Upstairs to Acevedo. He stares back at Suppan. And it's a walk. Oh, well, that's the last thing that Jeff Suppan wanted to do. That's 4 walks now in the first 2 innings.
And Dave Duncan's going to come out and talk to him. I think this mound is something that he hasn't adjusted to yet, and hopefully he will quickly.
This day in baseball history brought to you by Schnucks as Dave Duncan visits with his starter. American League President Lee McPhail decides George Brett's Pine Tar home run should count. The remainder of the game will be played on August 18th. Kansas City beats New York 5-4. That was back in 19 '83, one of the great moments in baseball history.
Classic.
Did you talk to George? I know you guys are very good friends. Did you talk to him about that day, that afternoon at Yankee Stadium?
No, I saw that exhibition many times. That was no big deal. He played with great intensity. I tell you what, he was a great teammate.
Here's Ryan Friel back to the top of the order. Hall of Famer George Brett. Runners at first and second. Suppan could use another double play, and he misses wide to Friel. Jeff does not look sharp tonight with the command. Pulled foul.
Both George Brett and Gary Carter, are going to be on family vacation. The reason they're not going to play in my golf tournament.
Wonder if it bothers Gary Carter that the Expos look like they're headed to Washington, D.C., and he goes in as a Montreal Expo. You know, years down the line, the kid goes in there and he sees that Expo hat and he thinks, who's this guy?
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's another country. You can say, well, you're the only one. But he kind of gets lost, and that's why he was lobbying for the Mets. Talked to Gary yesterday. He's going to be managing in the Mets system next year. Guess where he's going to manage? Brooklyn.
Is that right? Good for him. 2-2 the count. Good piece of hitting. Reds on the board. Acevedo on his way to third base. Second time that Ryan Friel has been on base. He picks up the RBI, number 17, and it's a 2-1 Cardinals lead.
See Suppan calling at the mound again and really having trouble. It's a very flat mound, and so he's not having that same downward plane. You feel like you're, instead of going down, all of a sudden your foot hits a lot higher, and so you don't follow through and get that downward action. What they did is they raised the mound a little bit when people were complaining, but then they raised home plate also.
We noticed it last year. First year of this ballpark.
Some of the Cardinal pitchers were talking about it, complaining about it.
Third ball, a strike.
See how he's just kind of spinning off and not kind of driving towards the plate and finishing off.
This is John Vanderwall. Runners at the corners. Count of 0-2. Vanderwall singled his first time up, batting .250.
Jeff will be the first one to tell you that his teammates had the same complaint, but they didn't have any problems with it. They executed, and it's just something you just have to work with, and hopefully you can do it a little quicker.
0-2 pitch. This is in. John Vanderwall came into this season as the 5th best on the career pinch hit list. Lenny Harris leads, followed by Manny Mota. Been around for a while. Came up in '91 with Montreal. Played with Colorado, San Diego, Pittsburgh, the Giants, the Yankees, Milwaukee last year, and now with Cincinnati. This one is popped up. Edgar will take it. Acevedo back to the bag at third. That's a big out.
Big out. Then he wanted to change up, have him try and roll over. Maybe he could have got a double play with that ball, but Jeff shook him off and threw the fastball up and in, but tied him up.
That brings in Sean Casey, grounded into a double play his first time up. Hit it sharply to Tony Womack.
Even though he did that, you got to be careful with Casey because he sprays the ball all over the field. And Adam Dunn has got much more power, but he's got a big hole in his swing too.
Dunn on deck. First pitch to Casey. A strike. Three-time All-Star Sean Casey. He was on the DL at the All-Star game, but was there.
Mr. Video.
He was all over the place with that camera.
People think he has more tape of the All-Star game than anybody else.
Grounds this one to Albert Pujols, who backs up, steps on the bag. Reds get on the board. Cuts the lead to 2-1.
Just like Busch Stadium is the place to go to see great baseball, Marshall Wireless is the place to go to get your great deal on Nextel phones.
If your wireless plan is worn out as my hat, then call Marshall Wireless today and bring your phone number to Nextel. And Marshall Wireless will give you a free car adapter with every activation.
Make the right call. Call Marshall Wireless today. And remember, there are a lot of Deppies in town, but there's only one Marshall.
Visit any of the 9 Marshall Wireless locations today, or they will come to your business.
The Thoroughbreds are back at Fairmount Park. So get up, get out, get back to the track. Tuesday afternoons play horse hooky at 1 p.m. with great grandstand specials. Get Ultra Thursday nights with live music, dancing, and an all-you-can-eat pizza, salad, and chicken wing buffet, and Michelob Ultra bottles for $1. Friday nights, the party at the park is the hottest party in town. And Saturday night, there's no better place to play than Fairmount Park. Winning starts here.
A special announcement from the Bargain Network. You can buy cars for as low as $500. Choose from thousands of cars repossessed and seized by the U.S. Customs, IRS, FBI, and private organizations. Call 800-831-6931. Foreclosed homes and distressed properties are selling for as low as $199 a month. HUDs, VAs, and FHAs, repos, and more.
Through the Bargain Network, I got my dream car, and I saved a lot of money.
New cars and homes are being added every day. For listings in your area, call now. 800-831-6931. Call now.
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
We're back at it, top of the third. Cardinals lead it 2-1 as they head for the sweep tonight. Roger Cedeno will bat second as Jim Edmonds will lead things off for the Cardinals. Edmonds, Cedeno, and Reggie Sanders. A couple of days away from the trade deadline. Steve Finley saying he will only go to a West Coast team. Will the Yankees be able to pull it off, that trade for Randy Johnson? Nomar going to Chicago possibly. What will these Redbirds do? As Jose Mesa is going to apparently stay put in Pittsburgh. Uguet Urbina is another name that's been mentioned. Barry Weinberg works on Mike Matheny.
The Cubs, the only reason they would make that Garcia Parra trade is because Gonzalez is a free agent at the end of this year, and they would sign Garcia Parra to a long-term contract. That would be great for marquee value in the Central Division. That's some of the best pitchers in the game. Now get a couple more position players.
I think another story that you have to look at is what happens with Houston, with Carlos Beltran. Do they keep him? Jeff Kent, another name.
I think if the Houston Astros can get anything in return, they trade Beltran because they were going to just rent him. His agent, Scott Boras, said there's no way he's going to sign with anybody. He's going to become a free agent. So get some prospects back.
If I'm San Francisco, I find somebody to hit behind Barry Bonds. Pedro Feliz is not going to get the job done.
I don't think they're going to spend the money. They better take care of some of their bullpen needs.
Yeah, that bullpen has been overused this year. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Edmonds chasing that high delivery, fouled it back. That's the kind of pitch right there, Al, where you look at Edmonds, and he is a high ball hitter with an uppercut, hitting from the left side where we talked about the other night. Historically, left-handed hitters, low and in is where they like the baseball. Doesn't chase that one.
All up, but he has the ability to hit it on the line.
Two and two is the count on Jim Edmonds.
Each time you see a towering fly ball off of him, it's usually well over the fence.
Into center. Pena on the move. Back at the track, it's gone. 3 consecutive games for Jim Edmonds and a home run. He's got so much talent. So much talent. And now it's 3-1 Cardinals.
12th home run in July. 27th. He's amongst the league leaders now in home runs. He's been there, moving up the ladder.
Boy, he's on fire. 3 home runs in this series.
And they were about ready to see if he was hurt. See, I don't feel good. The home run didn't make me feel any better.
Upstairs to Cedeno. 2-0. You just wonder how good Jim Edmonds could be if he could just put it together for an entire season, because he's so streaky.
I wonder there if he's saying, you know, I'm a little under the weather. A lot of guys are fighting colds and flu. Sometimes that's when you have some of your greater games, because you just relax. You don't try and do too much.
4 straight to Cedeno. Boy, if you're the Reds watching this, you cannot be impressed with Acevedo. Let's take you back to Monday. Jim Edmonds would unload. Tuesday night, does it again. That was number 26, and tonight, number 27.
In this series, he's 5 for 9 with 3 home runs. He has 6 home runs since the All-Star break. Like a splitter, and it stays right there. Sweet swing of Jim Edmonds. Solid contact. It's going, Jimmy.
That was the kind of pitch you either take it up the middle or go to the opposite field. He took it up the middle, hit it out of the ballpark.
It's 4th in the National League in extra base hits.
Well, we said this before. You have to start putting him in that same category as Scott Rowland and Albert Pujols, the kind of year now that Edmonds has put together. Have to.
He's kind of snuck up on me one time. We had in the stats that he was hitting about .330 at home, and his numbers were down. They just started, the power numbers started coming up, but the average is coming up too. 290.
The thing that has surprised me this year as that gets out of play is the fact that Edmonds is hitting well over 300 against left-handed pitching, which had been a sore spot last year and the year before. A couple of finals in baseball, by the way. Minnesota wins in 10 at Chicago. That's a big, big win for them, 5-4. And Oakland over Seattle, 3-2.
315 average for Jim Edmonds against left-handers, and I remember that average against right-handers was down in the 230s. Now it's about 285. Todd Van Poppel starts throwing in the Reds bullpen.
If Suppan struggles, let's just say hypothetically he had to be taken out of this game, You wonder, because Danny Herron has been conditioned as a starter and he threw yesterday, could he be able to go long relief today?
Good question, and I think it comes back to that standard answer. You know, how did you feel while you were playing catch?
And explain out to folks at home what relievers do during batting practice, and besides shagging balls, it is a time to feel exactly how you do feel when you come to the ballpark.
Yeah, most of the time you throw every day, and you kind of see how it is. You do a little long tossing, and if everything kind of get the crooks out of there, sore spots, you pretty much say, okay, I'm ready.
A couple of years ago, it was every single game you didn't know if Isringhausen would be available until he played catch. This year, a little different story, and he's put up some pretty good numbers.
Probably hasn't been a day that he could not pitch. There's been times when they said you're not going to.
Cedeno, big lead at first base. Chopper, Friel, Jimenez, out at first. They turn the double play. Tony La Russa glancing down in that dugout, didn't like the call.
Reggie Sanders was hustling all the way, and it appeared that he beat it out, but get a better look.
Safe.
Dave McKay very quietly kind of having a little conversation with Hunter Wunderstedt. You'll see Dave very often really say anything.
Leaves that up to Tony.
Yeah, and he did it in the right way. Just kind of stood over there and said, you know, I don't think so.
Each side has turned a double play. Here's Mike Matheny, struck out looking his first time up. Balls behind. No balls, 2 strikes. Touched upon this earlier, the relationship that Matheny and Molina have. And it can be a tenuous one in particular for the veteran, but Mike Matheny's such a good guy and wants to win so badly. He's there to help out Molina in any way he can.
Well, he also knows, you know, you play the game the right way. He's too much of a man to not help out somebody, and he had guys that tried to sabotage his career, and he had other guys that tried to help him. And I think he feels he wants to be known as a helper.
Strikes out for the second time. Cardinals pick up another run. A solo home run to center from Edmonds. That is number 27, and it's 3-1.
Sometimes you just feel like having some eggs, sausage, biscuits, and gravy. Too bad you don't have any eggs, sausage, biscuits, or gravy. The loaded biscuit and gravy breakfast bowl with eggs and sausage at Hardee's.
When you have the HP Pavilion Notebook powered by the Intel Pentium 4 processor, you can take it with you wherever you go. And now you can get your notebook along with an HP wireless printer for just $10.99 after rebates. Connect, download, and print remotely with built-in wireless capability. Create mixed CDs and play DVDs when you customize your notebook with the DVD-CD-RW combo drive. View photos and documents on the 15.4-inch widescreen display, or upgrade to the ZD7000 with larger 17-inch widescreen display and numeric keypad. Call now and for a limited time, save $150 when you get this notebook and HP wireless printer, just $10.99 after rebate. Plus, get a free wireless LAN upgrade. And let us help you customize your notebook. The HP Pavilion Notebook with the Intel Pentium 4 processor. You can take it with you.
For Sugar Ray Leonard, his quick rise to fame came at a price.
You're doing drugs, you're drinking, and you're just in this cloud.
The Sugar Ray Leonard you never knew. Beyond the Glory, Sunday on FSN.
Dobbs is the best place in town for tires.
Or auto service.
Best selection and best brands of tires.
Or best trained technicians for oil changes, engine maintenance, brakes.
Best for tires.
Or auto service.
Better yet, best for quality tires.
And expert auto service.
Dobbs, best for tires and or auto service. And now at Dobbs, purchase any 4 new Michelin passenger or light truck tires and receive a $50 mail-in rebate. This offer is good only through August 7th, so get into Dobbs today.
An important message from Hardee's to all pregnant women who eat thick burgers. Enjoy them while you can. After all, there's a good chance you'll be eating at McDonald's for the next 12 years. Hardee's half-pound thick burgers. Because McDonald's is great when you're 7.
You're watching Fox Sports Net, the only sports network that puts Midwest fans first. The Midwest Sports Report.
Hey there, glad you're here. He's Rob King. I'm Brent Stover.
TV's best sportscast is dedicated to your hometown teams. We're on the scene with exclusive interviews and in-depth stories. Midwest Sports Report, nightly at 10.
Where Midwest fans come first. Fox Sports Net.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in our coverage on Fox Sports Net.
Top of the 4th here in Cincinnati. That's a look at Laura Cherry, St. Louisan, and the daughter of our traveling secretary, C.J. Cherry. She goes to school here at Cincinnati, Xavier University. And Laura Cherry taking in the ball game here tonight at the Great American Ballpark. Let's see if C.J. got his daughter some pretty good seats. I bet he did, Al.
Oh, I think so.
That's not too shabby.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wow, that's pretty good.
Not too bad.
She must have pretty good connection.
For Jeff Suppan, you have to go back to April 23rd of 2000, the last time that he had 7 walks. That's his career high. And he's done so in the first 3 innings tonight.
Maybe he'll get his first hit of the year. Remember, he had 12 hits last year. 0 for his last 38. Hitless this year. Hit .293 a year ago.
No balls and a strike on Jeff Suppan. Make it 0-2. Suppan, Womack, and Renteria. So Laura Cherry from Xavier University, just about 15 minutes from where we're located here in downtown Cincinnati.
If you or me jogging, Danny,
that'd probably be me.
So 10 for me.
I'm struggling these days. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss by Suppan. Strikeout number 5 for Acevedo. That's how we start play here in the 4th. Here's Tony Womack with 1 out, nobody on. Womack has struck out back in the 1st on a check swing and singled in the 2nd. Cardinals with 5 hits tonight. Cincinnati with 3, and the Redbirds on top 3-1. Tony trying to bunt his way on. Tony Womack, 29 infield hits this year. Strike 2, 1-2 is the count. On deck, Renteria. Ball in the dirt. We talked about this with the bases loaded last inning, that Cincinnati elected not to pinch hit for Acevedo. Is that an indication of the state of their bullpen, or just trying to get him on track?
Well, I think it's a combination of both.
Womack slaps it to the shortstop. Tough play. And Casey can't come up with it.
Base hit, Tony Womack, and usually when Tony has a multi-hit game, he has 2 tonight. Cardinals are 23-5. So Lopez tries to make the nifty play, comes up, and it's a little bit wide, and Casey couldn't hold on or hold the foot on the bat.
Now it's Edgar.
So that is another infield single. 23. And in that, 7 bunts.
Edgar with a walk, a run scored, and a double. We'll see if the Cardinals want to be aggressive here with Tony Womack, the runner at first base.
Why not?
Well, as quickly as Acevedo is working, you got to apply the pressure, Al.
That's right.
Oh, smokes, is this guy slow. Edgar with a base hit left field. Back-to-back singles, and here come the Cardinals. That's hit number 7 against Acevedo. And now you've got Pujols and Roland and Edmonds coming up.
Edgar, perfect day, 2 for 2, and a walk and a run scored, single double. Maybe he can get the cycle tonight. Albert looking, he's 0 for 1 and a walk.
Those fans ready for a souvenir? Be tough to get one out there.
Wouldn't put it past Albert.
No, he's put one on the roof, the building in dead center here. One of the longest home runs we saw last year.
Mike Kelly, our extraordinary producer, had a good point. If this is the way Acevedo pitches when his job's on the line, how does he pitch when he's secure?
Albert hit one right over our cameras out there in center. And he hits this one to center. Pena back at the wall. He leaps. Did he get it? Wow, what a play from Willie Mo Pena.
Jim Edmonds like.
A terrific play, and he takes away a 3-run home run from Albert Pujols.
I was surprised. I didn't think he got it that well. But the ball just kept on carrying here, and
wow, what
he's a big guy, and he got up way high up on the wall. It's a high towering fly ball. Times his jump, puts those cleats into the padding there to push himself even higher, and he had his total arm over. Acevedo appreciates that effort.
That's Jim Edmonds like out there.
You got it.
Great play. Edmonds told me the other day, Al, he said the best walls to do that, make a play like that, are Busch Stadium and right here in Cincinnati. And he should know he's done it 3 times at this ballpark, he says, but you can really dig in with your spike, depending on what kind of cleat you have. If you wear the metal spikes like he does, he's got the advantage. You can dig into that wall out there in that padding. Willie Mo with a great play.
I know when they put the new interior wall in St. Louis and they lowered it, they did it with the thought in mind to see home run robbing catches.
Well, they got it with Edmonds.
Center field is and right is much lower than left.
Wonder if that puts a charge in Acevedo. 2 balls and a strike. Keeps him out there. Very easily could be a 6-1 Cardinal lead.
Of course, the Cardinals are hitters with 2 outs.
Roland down the left field line and pulls it foul. 2-2 our count. 2 runners on, 2 outs. Here in the top of the 4th.
Great catch by Pena is saved Acevedo. But trying to get the final out for Scott Rowland, and then Edmonds, if he can extend it, could be the final blow.
The 2-2 pitch. Rowland doesn't chase. It's a war of attrition between these two starters.
Well, it's not the first game we've seen with Bruce Broming back behind the plate where you've had an unusually high base on ball count. We've already had 11 in this game.
He is the crew chief. Runners off with this pitch. There they go. Rolling into right center. Pena on the move. Calls off his right fielder, and he makes the play. Willie Mo Pena robs Albert Pujols of home run number 30. Watch this dandy in center as we head to break.
Introducing a new level of performance, the Acura TL. From the first glance, the difference is obvious. With its bold, sleek lines and sporty stance, the TL is a force to be reckoned with. Powered by a 22-valve VTEC engine, the Acura TL delivers an exhilarating yet surprisingly smooth ride. Inside, the TL puts an impressive array of technology at your fingertips and at your command. Come drive one at your Gateway Acura dealer today and experience why, with the Acura TL, power and luxury are not an option. They're standard.
The AVP Nissan Series. Every week, the game's greatest players, the circuit's hottest beaches. It's professional volleyball evolved to its highest stage. The AVP Nissan Series, this weekend on FSN.
Hey, here's Bob, the host with the most, you might say. And here's his buddy, Tom. Looks like Tom could use a little help. So Bob did the buddy thing and told Tom to call and order Enzyte, the effective, reliable way to natural male enhancement. Well, Tom got his Enzyte, and look at him now. Yes, in just a few short weeks, he's stepping large and laughing easy.
Call or go online now to find out how to get a free 30-day sample. Enzyte, the once-a-day tablet for natural male enhancement.
This is Bob. Bob is playing well. That's because not long ago, Bob decided to go big time. New clothes, new clubs, and a call to Enzyte, the effective, reliable way to natural male enhancement. And in just a few short weeks, Bob has a big new swing of confidence, a little well-earned respect, and a very happy partner back at the clubhouse.
Call or go online now to find out how to get a free 30-day sample.
Enzyte, the once-daily tablet for men.
Aflac trivia question. Here in Cincinnati, when was the last time the Cardinals swept a 3-game series against the Reds in Cincinnati? The Aflac trivia question. All right, Jeff Suppan back to work. It's a 3-1 Cardinal lead, bottom of the 4th.
People were paying attention. You already gave that information.
You're right. You got to be with us all game long. We slip in those.
You got to be in the award-winning Cardinals tonight, too.
That's right. Glad you realize it's award-winning, Al.
We've been told by you.
Numerous times.
Even Joe's saying it now.
We got Joe Buck saying it, too?
Yeah.
All right.
You read the press release.
Put out by
Dan.
Myself. Is Ryan Friel pops it up. Shallow right field. Womack going out, called off by Sanders. And that's the first out.
This is going to be the inning that very quick. 1, 2, 3 for Jeff.
Oh, please. We're on pace for a 4-hour game.
4?
Is that low?
Yes. First 2 innings took an hour.
Cal, Sue, Al, Cambrin, Lepker are from Albers, Illinois. And they're here. Want to say hi to family and friends back home in Albers and also in Clinton County. A lot of Cardinal fans at our hotel here in Cincinnati. First pitch to Vanderwall was a ball. John's 1 for 2. Make it 1 for 3.
This is the inning.
Well, he needs a quick one. You want to answer the Aflac trivia question? Let's cue the duck. He waddles along. We give you our answer. The last time the Cardinals swept a 3-game series here in Cincinnati. July 3rd through 5th, 98. Now, according to our notes, the win tonight would give the Cardinals their first 3-game series sweep of the Reds at Cincinnati.
96.
Since July of 1996.
Now, is the award-winning correct? I think so.
I have to go with my man Brian Bartow.
That's right. We're going with Brian Bartow.
Apparently Brian Bartow is correct, so you go back to July of 96, the last time it happened. That was a championship year for the Cardinals.
See, they were just testing us in the truck. See if we're paying attention.
Got a little scared there.
Especially since we thought we knew the answer.
Right. We were pretty confident in our answer. 1 ball, 1 strike on Sean Casey. Lifts this one high in the air.
That's an out.
To right center, and the Cardinals have themselves a 1-2-3 inning behind Jeff Suppan. Let's go to the 5th.
You've been waiting all year for this moment to arrive. The one and only clearance event. Your one and only chance to get $1,000 in gas when you buy Mercury Grand Marquis or the Mercury Mountaineer. Plus the best model year-end savings, like 0% APR for 60 months or $6,000 cash back on Lincoln Town Car. Don't miss $1,000 in gas, now through July 31st only. See your St. Louis area Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
There's a new way to save on tires at Auto Tire. Right now, get a $50 rebate when you buy any set of 4 Michelin tires at Auto Tire. Hurry, offer ends soon. For special savings on top of our lowest bottom line price, you ought to go to Auto Tire.
Introducing IMAX, a half hour of sports news like never before.
That void in sports news is now filled.
Diverse guests, smart analysis, and challenging questions.
It's just my opinion, but I'm right.
IMAX with Max Kellerman. Smart, funny, and always opinionated. Weeknights on FSN.
They're highly skilled, with nerves of steel and a killer instinct. Who are they? The world's greatest liars. 6 players left, over $500,000 at stake. Championship poker at the Plaza Sunday.
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
Fans 15 and under with a paid admission receive a kids cap featuring Albert Pujols, courtesy of BJC Healthcare. The Mets will be in town. That's Sunday, August 8th. A 1:15 first pitch. That's a family Sunday, also an ice cream Sunday on the 8th of August. The cap is styled to look like the back of Albert's jersey. For tickets or more information, contact the Cardinals at 421-3060. You can always log on to stlcardinals.com. Here's Jim Edmonds. He is homer tonight. Cardinals lead it 3-1. What a play by Willie Mopena. He's had a rough series defensively, but made a terrific play to rob Pujols of a 3-run home run last inning.
Home run by Edmonds is the 3rd he's hit off of this pitcher. And a fabulous batting average. It's struck, but he's 10 for 16 lifetime on Acevedo.
We've got a scoreboard stumper here at the ballpark, Al. Pretty good one. 6 players have won 5 or more Gold Gloves while playing for the Cardinals. Who are they?
I saw that. I know 2.
Ozzie Smith would certainly be one.
One.
You think Jim Edmonds, but you have to remember it's playing with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
He's got 6 under his belt.
Yeah, while playing with the Cardinals.
Right. Jim Cott is a pitcher that won a bunch, but didn't do it with the Cardinals.
Jim Cott, but he replaced, when he came to the National League, he won the majority of his in the American League. And then when a certain Cardinal retired, Jim Cott started winning Gold Gloves in the National League.
Here's a 3-2 pitch. Edmonds with a base hit up the middle.
I know 3 of them.
Keith Hernandez won.
I believe. I'm guessing.
Edmonds on base for the 3rd time tonight.
I gave you a great hint about one of them.
I don't pay attention to half the things you say.
That's obvious.
I'm thinking about this stumper. It's got me stumped.
I gave you an answer for one of them.
You gave me a pitcher, right?
Yeah. Who is it?
You said Jim Cott followed this pitcher.
Yeah. Right-hander. Hall of Famer.
Oh, Gibson.
Known as Gibby.
All right, I got that. So now we think we've got 3.
We'll let the fans pick the other 3.
This isn't even, this is bonus coverage of the Affleck trivia question.
That's right.
Now the key for us is to make sure we don't miss the answer on the scoreboard here. About Kurt Flood.
I said I'd let the fans pick that 4th one.
I'm a fan.
Okay, that's the 4th one.
Roger Cedeno into deep right field. Vanderwall back on the track, and Roger just got underneath it as Edmonds heads back to first base. That's out number 1. And Reggie Sanders will be the hitter. He's hit into a double play and struck out. When I think I know an answer, I'm a fan. When I don't, let the fans decide. Does that sound good?
Sure.
One out, runner at first base. Acevedo has gutted his way into the 5th. Pitch. Ground ball, chance at a double play. Instead, it's off the glove of the third baseman. Edmonds reads it. No one's at second base, and Sanders winds up at that bag. Everybody converged on the baseball and forgot about Reggie Sanders as Edmonds took third.
If it's a hit, it has to be a double. And it should be a hit. 2-base hit. Here you see he's deflected by Friel, tries to make a great play. And Reggie's got the play right there. Casey, he ran right by Casey and he runs past him. So no one at second. And Lopez was lucky he didn't slide, pick up that ball, and just throw blindly at second base with no one covering.
Casey was trailing as they're going to walk now Mike Matheny. No activity in the Cardinal bullpen. And just like the Reds had a decision with Acevedo with the bases loaded, the Cardinals have one here with Suppan. But the difference is the fact that Jeff just came out of a 1-2-3 inning.
And that's going to keep him in this ball game.
Now would be the perfect time for his first Cardinal hit. Well, we hope you tune in tomorrow night. It'll be Cardinals Magazine from Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill tomorrow at 7 o'clock. And on Cardinals Magazine, this month's edition features an in-depth interview with Scott Rowland. Also, you'll hear from Tony La Russa from his foundation in San Francisco. And a visit with Jim Edmonds talking about his great catch at this ballpark and some of the defensive gems he's come up with in his Cardinal career. Outfield is very, very shallow here for Jeff Suppan as the corners are in. Willie Mopane is very shallow in center field. But again, Cardinals Magazine from Hot Shots tomorrow at 7 o'clock here on FSN Midwest. Acevedo would want the double play here. Or a strikeout. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cardinals have already left 7 on in the first 4 innings. Squeezes on with the bases loaded. Suppan gets it down. Wild throw by Casey. Casey out of play. 2-run score. They had him at the plate, too, with a force play. And he threw it wild.
Well, it's all about execution. You don't have to have an exceptional bunt. You've got to get it down, and it's tough to make the defense execute that play. And how about Acevedo? All the hits here tonight, and he gets knocked out on a failed squeeze play. Good bunt, though. Casey laying way back. There you see that it's a fourth play, and LaRue, let's see how bad this throw was. I think he just threw a seed at him. Oh, it's way wide.
Boy, and Edmonds had a late break, too, from third base. Cardinals catch a break there. Because if that throw is on line, Al, he's out at the plate. There's 2 outs. Instead, now it's 5-1.
Fielder's choice, E3.
So as Willie Moe took 3 runs away, Casey gives 2 of them back. Cardinals up as we head to break, 5-1.
Introducing the Sports List.
With Summer Sanders.
The new show that counts down anything
and everything
in the world of sports.
The most shocking upsets, the best sports heroes, the sexiest athletes, the biggest sports scandals, and much more. Hosted by Summer Sanders.
Every night, a new list.
Every night, a new argument. The Sports List, weeknights on FSN. Introducing IMAX, a half hour of sports news like never before.
That void in sports news is now filled.
Diverse guests, smart analysis, and challenging questions.
It's just my opinion, but I'm right.
IMAX with Max Kellerman. Smart, funny, and always opinionated. Weeknights on FSN. Sugar Ray Leonard was the hero America craved.
I wanted to be really, really special, and I worked on it. Hard.
The gold medal kid who became 5-time champ. The devoted family man with the world at his feet. But he was leading a double life.
You're doing drugs, you're drinking, and you're just in this cloud.
The Sugar Ray Leonard you never knew. Beyond the Glory. Sunday on FSN.
Great American Ballpark, we tell you about. Your next big adventure should be with family and friends to the ballpark and your Ford excursion, now with up to $3,000 cash back or 0% APR for 60 months. Bring your neighborhood to the game only at your Quality Ford stores. Your home run to Cardinal baseball fun. Tony La Russa knows this guy. Todd Van Poppel, right-hander out of the bullpen. This is brought to you by the official hotel of Cardinal broadcast, the Renaissance Grand Hotel. Womack a chance to bust the game wide open. It's 5-1 Cardinals.
Todd Van Poppel, you see his 23 previous games, 10 starts in that time. Opponents are batting .288 against him. He was one of the highly touted prospects coming out of high school, signed by the Oakland A's to a 5-year, I think it was a 5-year major league contract. That retarded his growth.
Tony Womack drills this one into right field. Vanderwall looking up. It's gone. 3-run home run from Womack. 8-1 Cardinals. His 5th home run. He now has 29 RBIs.
It's also his 3rd hit of the game. And Tony Womack, 3 hits, is a magic spot for him because the Cardinals, now they're 11-0 when he has 3 or more hits. Look at this pitch. Watch LaRue's glove go to the middle of the plate in, and he just risked this ball out of here. Pops it. It's into the first row, but it's far enough over the wall for a 8 runs for the Cardinals now. 7-run lead in this game.
7 of those runs charged to Acevedo. 4 home run hitters hanging out there, Edmonds and Womack.
4 of his 5 home runs have come against National League Central foes.
Now it's Renteria. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Say Van Poppel, when he got that major league contract, he kept on using up options, and by the time he was out of options, he wasn't quite a finished product. So then his days where the A's were numbered. He has been a survivor. He's bounced around for quite a while, been with a lot of different organizations, and he's pitching. He's got almost, at the end of this year, almost 9 full seasons in the big leagues. Never the star that he was projected to be.
Edgar into right center. That's trouble. Pena on the move. He'll make the play. Nicely done by Willie Mo Pena. He's made a couple of dandy plays out there in center. That was a good one.
Good jump there and
made the play. The Sports List is a new show that counts down the top 10 best and worst of everything and anything in sports. Tomorrow, find out what were the 10 best finishes in sports. The Sports List with host Summer Sanders tomorrow at 5, only here on FSN Midwest. So 2 outs. Here's Albert Pujols. Let's count up these home runs. Cardinals had 3 in game number 1. Last night they had 2, so 5, and they got 2 more tonight. 7 home runs in 3 games.
Came into tonight's action with a .301 average in the series. Those 5 home runs.
Inside to Pujols. A little bit of the good, a little bit of the bad from Willie Mo Pena on the left. This allowed the Cardinals to load the bases as he dropped a can of corn, and then you saw that play on the right to rob Pujols of a 3-run home run. This one lifted into left. Adam Dunn going back on the track makes the play. So the Cardinals add to their lead 8-1 as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
Ernie, get some sleep. Turn off the TV.
Hell no. I'm waiting for the Laker highlights. Late for work.
Being a bandwagon fan, Ernie was forced to stay up late waiting for scores and highlights of his favorite teams. So Ernie was always tired the next day, and poor Fred paid the price.
Wake up, Ernie. Wake up.
So while Fred has no choice but to put up with teams he doesn't care about, thankfully, you do.
At Auto Tire, you only get the best price, on the best brand, with the best warranty. Why would you go anywhere else? For the best of everything, you ought to go to Auto Tire.
Introducing the Sports List.
With Summer Sanders.
The new show that counts down anything
and everything
in the world of sports.
The most shocking upsets, the best sports heroes, the sexiest athletes, the biggest sports scandals,
and much more.
Hosted by Summer Sanders.
Every night, a new list.
Every night, a new argument. The Sports List, weeknights on FSN. A half hour of sports news like never before. Diverse guests, smart analysis, and challenging questions. I'm Max with Max Kellerman. Weeknights on FSN.
Cardinals baseball is on Fox Sports Net. Catch the Cards every night, Monday through Friday. Even the day games are replayed in prime time. We're the home for the Cardinals all season long. We're Fox Sports Net.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in our coverage on Fox Sports Net.
Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Renaissance Grand Hotel. Jeff Suppan walked in a run to make it 8-3. And now Steve Klein has to get the final out here in this 5th inning.
Crowd getting excited as you see the numbers for Klein as they send up a pinch hitter, Barry Larkin, the captain.
That strike zone's a joke. He didn't give him anything in that last at bat. Now again, he was not around the zone, but 10 walks from Suppan. Here's Larkin.
Well, you know, he had only 32 walks in 118 innings coming into tonight.
Yeah. I'd also say the zone for Acevedo wasn't that fair either.
Now, if you look at Bruce Broming, just the way he positions himself, you can't see the low ball. He stands so far away from the catcher, he barely squats. His eyes are sitting at a high level, but yet he won't give anything low.
Larkin to the opposite field. Sanders back. It is gone. Pinch hit. Grand slam for Larkin. The captain comes through, pitch by pitch, brought to you by Chevrolet.
Ball up and it's outside, then he comes across and 2-0. Then the ball up, away, and he just hits it to right, and the ball just jumps out that way. So right now, the Cardinals had an 8-1 lead. It's 8-7 right now, and they want a curtain call. He's going to give it to him. Been bothered by a rib cage pull. Paid the Cardinals one of the highest compliments. Barry Larkin told me yesterday, he said, Cardinals have something very special. He told that to Tony La Russa when they were in St. Louis. And he said, I really enjoy watching the Cardinals play. I'm not sure the Cardinals or Tony enjoy watching that swing.
Ninth man to come to the dish now is Sean Casey. Well, we said it. We give him a chance. One swing of the bat, they're right back in it. Sure enough, a grand slam. Casey pops it up. A play for Mike Matheny. Line frustrated as he walks off the field. This crowd right back in it. 8-7.
A special announcement from the Bargain Network. You can buy cars for as low as $500. Choose from thousands of cars repossessed and seized by the U.S. Customs, IRS, FBI, and private organizations. Call 800-831-6931. Foreclosed homes and distressed properties are selling for as low as $199 a month. HUDs, VAs, and FHAs, repos, and more.
Through the Bargain Network, I got my dream car, and I saved a lot of money.
New cars and homes are being added every day. For listings in your area, call now. 800-831-6931. Call now.
We were over our heads in credit card debt and looking for a way out.
A number of companies said they would help us, but they were only interested in charging huge upfront fees and putting us further into debt.
Credit Card of America was different.
Credit Guard of America won't put you further into debt. As a nonprofit service, we've helped thousands of people for over 11 years. We work with you and your creditors to reduce your monthly payments so you can get on with life.
Credit Card of America cut my monthly payments in half.
They cut my interest rate from an average of 23% to 8%. Some even went to 0.
I'll be out of debt in 4 years instead of 20. Credit Guard of America saved me over $13,000 in interest fees alone.
Call now to reduce your monthly payments. Cut the interest rates on your credit cards by up to half and get your unsecured debt paid off years earlier.
Don't you owe it to yourself to work with a real nonprofit service? Call now to find out how to receive a free credit report. Certified counselors are standing by.
Call 800-801-9358.
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box now accepts MasterCard and Visa at most restaurants. And by Geico, a 15-minute call can save you 15% or more on car insurance. Ryan Friel takes over in right field as Vanderwall. The move pays off by Dave Miley. Tim Hummel takes over at third. As Larkin pinch hits for Vanderwall and hits a pinch hit grand slam. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Renaissance Grand Hotel. Their left-hander. One of two out there is Gabe White, and he's into the ball game.
That's the third time he's been with the Reds. Had trouble with the Yankees, so he sent him back to the Reds, and can be a very effective reliever.
What a wild game. Jeff Suppan walks 10 tonight. Reds are back in it, and it's 8-7. 0-1 pitch to Rowland. High fly ball into left. Dunn going back. Looking up, and it is gone. A home run for Scotty Rowland. Number 22. It's another RBI tonight, and it's 91 on the year.
22 home runs, 91 RBIs. Adds to his .327 average coming into the night.
3 home runs for the Cardinals tonight.
This is not a day for being a reliever. Van Poppel came in and threw a home run ball. Steve Klein threw a grand slam. Gabe White throws a home run ball to the first batter. All three of them, the first batter they face, it goes over the wall.
Here's So Taguchi filling in now for Edmonds. Left with a sore back and foul ball off of LaRue, and he's shook up back behind home plate. Like he caught it right off the mask, but maybe it caught his throat.
See what happens here, and I think that's what it did, is it got him right underneath the mask, right up into the throat region. See that they have this extension down here to try and guard against it, but it got underneath and right above the chest protector. Gave Tony an opportunity to talk to Bruce Bromey and say, Bruce, you've got to have a better strike zone.
Suppan threw 117 pitches. Not a very good strike to ball ratio. 57 strikes. As Taguchi hits this one to the opposite field. Back, looking up, and it's off the wall. Taguchi on his way to second base, standing up. That one almost got out of here.
On the warmest day of the 3-game series, but this ballpark, like a lot of the new ballparks, is just a little too hitter-friendly. Hanging breaking ball, and give Taguchi some credit. Out away from him, drives it right off that Budweiser sign. Creel played it perfect on the carom if he couldn't get back to it. Jeff Suppan's in good company.
Lefty. Steve Carlton is the last to walk 10 batters in a game. Prior to tonight, Jeff Suppan does it tonight.
Let's watch Taguchi. He appreciates the playing time, and you see him hustling all the way, and there's a lot of guys that would have been embarrassed thinking it was a home run, but not so.
Cedeno asked to bunt. It's a beauty. Taken there by Hummel. Close play. Picked by Casey. Taguchi stops at third base. Also give Ryan Friel some credit, too, on that play. He played the carom off the wall and right perfectly. His first inning out there.
Last inning, we wouldn't have thought we were going to be sacrificing as the Cardinals took an 8-1 lead, but that was a tough 5th inning on the pitchers. 11 runs scored in the 5th.
So now it's Sanders with 1 out, 9-7 Cardinals. What has turned into a wild game here in Cincinnati. Taguchi is the runner at third base. Cardinals have used a squeeze play with the bases loaded tonight, executed by Jeff Suppan. That was back in that 5th inning. Tony Womack has hit a 3-run home run. Edmonds is homer tonight. Scott Rowland is homer. First pitch to Sanders. Guys are up there just ripping away. There's your scorecard, Al.
Well, the one thing is you say guys are just ripping on both sides. How many pitches have you seen inside?
Yep. How many pitches have we seen in particular from the Cincinnati pitching staff in this 3-game series? Not many.
All out over the plate, or see when they come inside, they don't go far enough in.
Reggie with a base hit and an RBI. 10-7 Cardinals. Sanders is thinking 2. And he's got himself an RBI double. Reggie Sanders with 2 doubles tonight. And a heads-up play there by Sotaguchi. That is the toughest play for a runner at third with that line shot to the third baseman. Kind of caught Al in no man's land there.
Well, he did the right thing because he was going right back at the bag. No hesitation until he saw that it was by the third baseman, and then he comes around and scores. But your natural instincts is you go on to keep on going forward, and a line drive like that, you may think you know where the third baseman is, but you got to get back to the bag, and he was doing so until he saw it get by.
Matheny with a base hit into left field. Sanders will be held up at third base as the throw comes in from Dunn. And one of the things that we saw on that play is Gabe White is getting knocked around. Steve Klein is due up. He'll be pulled back probably. Or will he? Yes, he will. Was that Sanders was at second base, and the shortstop was in and out back there trying to keep him close to the bag, and that kept him at third base and not able to score.
Well, he could, you know, you can't score in that situation with 1 out, and Dunn does have a pretty strong arm and was hit so hard that it got to the left fielder quickly. But you are correct in the assessment that Gabe White threw a pitch to home plate with his second baseman standing on the second base bag.
Yeah.
You don't do that. That's when you step off. Luna will pinch hit now for Klein.
You figure this would be a situation ideal for maybe John Mabry or Marlon Anderson, but not against the left-hander. You've got Cedeno, who has started tonight. Now Taguchi is in the game playing center field, and that's why we see Hector Luna. And Molina is your backup catcher. So they have to hold the runner at first base. That's Matheny. And Sanders is the runner at third. First pitch of ball to Luna. Here's what we're talking about in that play with Sanders, the runner at second base.
As a pitcher, you do not throw the ball home with your second baseman or shortstop out of position. Stand at the bag and step off.
First and third for Luna. This one is popped up right side. Long way to go. May drop. No. Friel makes the play. Sanders will bring in the throw. Cut off by Casey. That's a key out. 2 down. Luna can't do the job.
Friel really running hard. Sometimes you're bouncing. You're on your heels and your eyes are bouncing like that. You missed that ball, but he caught it.
He's going to take a 2-out hit now from Tony Womack.
Well, we've had a whole bunch of those.
Womack has had a nice night as Don Gullett out of their dugout. Their pitching coach here in Cincinnati to talk it over with Gabe White. Womack has 3 hits, including a 3-run home run off of Van Poppel later tonight. It is the Midwest Sports Report. Kyle Turley interview. The Rams start camp today. U.S. Senior Open at Belle Reve, and should the Cardinals make a move? Walt Jocketty has arrived on the road trip with the Cardinals. He'll fly out to San Francisco, and I'm sure his phone will be ringing off the hook for the next couple of days, just like all GMs around Major League Baseball. All that is coming up on the Midwest Sports Report. We hope you stay with us. 10-7 Cardinals. Here in the 6th with 2 outs. Matheny the runner at first, Sanders at third. And here is Tony Womack. Strike to Tony with Renteria on deck.
3 for 4. It's Tony here, the 2 singles, 3-run home run. Average back to 300.
Good play by LaRue. He's made a couple of nice ones tonight. With runners in scoring position, not allowing the ball to get away and runners advancing.
National League's best hitter against left-handed pitching is on deck. So you want this lefty-lefty situation here.
Womack into center. That carries out there and taken by Pena.
Receive a $50 mail-in rebate. This offer is good only through August 7th, so get into Dobbs today.
Bottom of the 6th, 10-7 Cardinals on top. Cal Eldred is into the ball game for the Cardinals. We want to remind you about this great promotional night coming up. First time ever at Busch Stadium. The Cardinals camp out September 10th on the field. You will be on the field at Busch Stadium. The entertainment, if you're wondering about that, well, we'll be bringing you the Cardinals and Dodgers on the Diamond Vision starting at 9:10. Inflatable games on the warning track. Team Fredberg will be there hosting games and events throughout the evening. Playing catch areas will also be available. What a dream for anybody that grew up a Cardinal fan to be able to go out there and play catch. On the outfield at Busch Stadium, you get a free barbecue dinner, midnight snack, you get breakfast, which will be served to you by former Cardinal players. And also Coca-Cola products throughout the night will be included. Tents will be permitted, but they must be freestanding. You cannot utilize the stakes. The maximum tent size is 10 by 10. Camping chairs will not be allowed. This is the first time ever at Busch Stadium in the history of the ballpark. Final year of that stadium next year. Number to call is 421-2400. For more information, always check it out on the web at stlcardinals.com. You also get a ticket for an upcoming game in late September as Adam Dunn digs in and looks at a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Not a Terrace Reserve ticket, but a Lowe's ticket. You get the blanket that we showed you. And it all benefits Cardinals Care and also Camp Coca-Cola, which helps out the leadership skills of the youth of St. Louis and across the Midwest. Barry Larkin with his second career grand slam. He does the second one tonight off the bench, pinch hitting. For Vanderwall, the grand slam off a Klein to make it a 1-run Cardinal lead. The Cardinals get 2 more back. It's 10-7 Redbirds. What a wild game. Dunn looks at a strike. Eldred, quick work of Mr. Dunn. First time he's been retired tonight. 2 walks and a home run.
Very important outing for Cal Eldred as the trading deadline approaches. He is a big part of this ball club. Very well received and liked by his teammates. He's unselfish in his, he is down there in the bullpen, never complaining, always having the ability to throw strikes. He doesn't pitch for a while. No one will ever question his heart and his desire.
Now 5-1 Milwaukee on top of Chicago. That's in the 7th. This is D'Angelo Jimenez. 2 balls, no strikes. Again, it's worth repeating, the strike zone has been tiny tonight. Acevedo walked 5, their starter. Jeff Suppan, career high, he walked 10. Last to walk 10 was Steve Carlton. Popped up. Womack. 2 outs. Makes that play with 2 hands, so we'd like to see that.
Cal's my MVP.
Willie Mo Pena will dig in. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cardinals LLC. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of the game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals LLC. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's Pena. He doesn't wait around. He's up there hacking more times than not. Made a great play on Albert Pujols back in the 4th as he took away a 3-run home run from Albert. The Jim Edmonds-esque play. Nothing in 2 the count.
Cal's making his pitches and going out there, changing speed.
Did you ever give Pena a fastball? I mean, he's just sitting on a fastball, looks like, every time he comes up there.
Give him first pitch fastball, but I don't make it a strike.
Right. See if he'll chase.
And he did.
Pena sets up on the outside corner.
See, there's another fastball, but you don't throw him the fastball in the strike zone. Ball away.
The 1-2. Mike couldn't hold on. A little bit of everything tonight with the walks, all the home runs. Play by Willie Moe in center. One-two pitch. Oh, he wanted to ring him up.
He wanted to do it.
You could see him pull the trigger just about.
My eyes, my body, everything wanted to call strike.
Look at him. He's ready to pull the trigger. Yeah. No. Now you've got the count full. Kane is 0 for 3 tonight with a ground out, pop out, and a strikeout. Got him. Good work by Cal. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Reds go 1, 2, 3. 7th inning, we'll see Renteria, Pujols, and Roland coming up.
It's not just about planning. It's about living. It's about offices nearby, where long-term relationships outweigh short-term gains. At Edward Jones, it's never just about investing. It's about knowing you and your dreams.
My every hope, my life, my world, it all begins with a dream.
Edward Jones, investing in you and your dreams.
Defined abs. Everybody wants them, but they're so hard to get.
For me, and apparently many others, expensive gadgets and gizmos just aren't the answer. The real secret to getting great abs lies in 2 key factors. Number 1, training variety to stimulate muscle development, and number 2, nutritional insights to lose fat deposits so you can see results.
New from Fitness Made Simple comes 6-pack abs with John Baisdow, the complete abdominal sculpting video for both men and women. 6-pack abs incorporates both key factors with 3 different 10-minute or less home workouts and fat-fighting nutritional tips.
Food-wise, now I know what to eat and when to eat it.
I've dropped 40 pounds. It's not a lot of hype. It's not Hollywood. It really works.
6-pack abs has everything to maintain the ab definition I want. This video eliminates all the guesswork and provides a complete blueprint to building a lean, toned midsection.
Call now to order 6-pack abs with John Baisdow.
Fitness Made Simple, bringing real results to real people.
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
At Auto Tire, you only get the best price, on the best brand, with the best warranty. Why would you go anywhere else? For the best of everything, you ought to go to Auto Tire.
You're watching Fox Sports Net. TV's best sportscast is dedicated to your hometown teams. Midwest Sports Tonight at 6:30.
Fox Sports Net. Every time you smoke a cigarette, you're taking 7 to 11 minutes off your life. For the typical smoker, that can be as much as 10 years. You're nearly twice as likely to die of heart disease and almost 3 times more likely to die of cancer. By the age of 45, your lung function has already declined at 3 times the normal rate.
If you're ready to take control of your life, we can help. We're the makers of Smoke Away, developed to help reduce cravings. It's all natural and nicotine-free. And best of all, it's guaranteed to help you stop smoking or your money back.
Since the first day that I used Smoke Away, I have not wanted a cigarette at all.
After taking Smoke Away, I noticed that there was virtually no cravings whatsoever.
Now it's your turn to quit smoking with the help of Smoke Away. And the best part, it's guaranteed to help you stop smoking or your money back.
To order, call 1-800-993-3320.
Cardinals baseball is on Fox Sports Net. Catch the Cards every night, Monday through Friday. Even the day games are replayed in prime time. We're the home for the Cardinals all season long. We're Fox Sports Net.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in our coverage on Fox Sports Net.
Game recap put together by Brian McCann and our Bud Sports crew. Well, he didn't have much to show, did he? It's only 11-7. Couple errors, walks, great plays. There's a good one by Rowland to his left. LaRue retired for the first out. We start playing the Reds half of the 7th.
Cal Eldred, my MVP.
I do like how the Cardinals have bounced back. It was 8-1. They were on top. Then it was 8-7 with that grand slam from Barry Larkin. But boy, these bats don't stop. Eldred has seen 4 and sent all 4 down, including a pair of strikeouts. And this is Felipe Lopez, 2 for 2 with a double, a walk, a single, couple runs scored. Hummel on deck. Coming into the ball game, Cal Eldred allowed just 5 earned runs in his last 21 innings. Pitched in the ball game Monday here in Cincinnati. 2/3 of an inning. No runs allowed. As you talked about it, he's in the role that is tough when he's not used on a regular basis. Pitched just 7 times in the Cardinals' last 24 games.
There's a lot of guys that just make a ton of excuses. Well, I can't throw strikes. I'm not being used. That's not Cal. He knows his role. He accepts it.
He got him.
And he throws strikes.
3rd strikeout for Cal Eldred.
Retired 5 in a row. He's coming in now with firing strikes, controlling this game, and freezing some hitters. You know, the Cardinals with their 11 runs here tonight, and Colorado only scoring 1. Now they are tied with Colorado for the most runs in the National League, 542. They both had a 276 batting average. You'd have to think with the Cardinals banging out 16 hits, Colorado only scoring 1 run to this point in their game. They've added to that average. Take over that spot too.
Popped up left side. Cal Eldred looks sharp. 6 up, 6 down. 11-7 Cardinals after 7.
Every town has that one great mom-and-pop burger joint. In Sacramento, it's a place called Jim Denny's. It's no bigger than a matchbox, yet they serve up the thickest, best-tasting burgers around. Some say it's the grade of beef they use. Maybe that's why you can smell them sizzling from the parking lot. Good thing, too. With only 7 chairs in the whole place, that's pretty much where you'll be waiting. Hardee's Angus Beef Thick Burgers. They're as close to a mom-and-pop burger as a fast food burger will ever get.
How much are you paying for internet service? $21? $23? Aren't you being charged too much? We think so. With People PC Online, you get unlimited internet access for only $10.95 a month. Go to peoplepc.com now to try us free for 30 days and compare us with your current ISP. With People PC Online, you get internet service for less than half of what the big guys cost. And that's just the beginning. You also get more local access numbers than AOL, plus a smart dialer that automatically chooses the fastest, most reliable number. So you always get the best connection. All for just $10.95 a month. Try People PC Online free for 30 days and see for yourself. Go to peoplepc.com for a quick 3-minute download of our easy-to-use software. Or call 1-800-748-4959. People PC Online, a better way to internet.
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
Let's see who can make a milkshake faster, them or us. Darn, we lose.
It's Strawnilla.
Vanilla.
Strawnilla.
Vanilla.
Strawnilla.
Vanilla.
Steak and Shake. We have new side-by-side milkshakes.
Pride Fighting Championships.
This is going to be a slugfest, I'm telling you. You watch.
And here we go.
Bushido Volume 4.
And there he lands a right.
The hardest knockouts with the toughest fighters. Pride Fighting Championships. Real fights with real athletes. Bushido Volume 4.
He's along the ropes and he's got it.
Ordering dish-on-demand pay-per-view movies and events couldn't be easier. The most convenient way is using your remote control. Just go to the program you want to watch in the on-screen guide and press select. Order movies and events in seconds with no transaction fees. If you don't have a phone line connected to your receiver, you can order pay-per-view by phone or internet as well. Ordering great movies and events is easy and convenient with dish-on-demand pay-per-view.
To time constraints, we now move ahead in our coverage on Fox Sports Net.
Cardinal baseball on Fox Sports Net, brought to you by Budweiser. Grab a cold, fresh Budweiser. It's game time. By Chevrolet, 10 new models, 5 available now. We're doing some amazing things with cars and trucks. The new Chevrolets at American Revolution. And by SBC Yahoo DSL. Log on to STLCardinals.com and enter the SBC Yahoo DSL connection of the day. Good work by Eldred. And now it's Kiko's turn.
Kiko pitched an inning yesterday, and he was very effective, overpowering, striking out 2 and having a comebacker to him, a little nubber. Appearing in his 27th game, opponents are just batting 172 on him. He struck out 33 and walked just 6 innings and 30 in the 3rd innings.
Brian Friel, the hitter, 2 balls, no strikes.
Ray King is warming up in case we need another call to the bullpen.
The 2-0 pitch.
Kiko's going, I understand what Jeff Suppan is looking at.
Stares back in. Ruling on that play was interference E4.
I talked to Hall of Fame broadcaster Marty Brenneman. He did not see or think that Matheny ran out of the baseline.
Rule book says 3 feet. It's 1.5 step probably.
And I think he was within that.
Full count.
There's Marty, and happy birthday, 62nd birthday. And when he started, he was about your age.
He's been here for 30 years, just about. Ball 4. The Sports List is the new show that counts down the 10 best and worst of everything and anything in sports. Tomorrow, find out what were the 10 best finishes in sports. The Sports List with host Summer Sanders tomorrow at 5, right here on Fox Sports Net.
Tony La Russa on the top staff because this is Kiko's last man. Unless he gets a double play ball.
Juan Castro, the hitter, and a strike. Been a long night of baseball with the Cardinals on top here in the bottom of the 8th, 11-7.
All worth it. The Cardinals can beat the Reds for their 11th time in 13 meetings. Trying to pick up win number 65. Games over 500.
Cal Eldred took over for Klein. Got the final out in the bottom of the 5th. Jeff Suppan walked 10 and 4 2/3. Eldred was perfect, 6 up and 6 down. Ball 1 on Castro. 1-2 is the count.
And we talk oftentimes about guys today that just have a nice, easy release point, and they just tell the hitters, here's where I'm releasing it, and help them out. Then you have Kiko, who nobody picks up the ball because he really short arms it, throws it right out of his delivery, and now they'll go to the bullpen as the lefties come up. But you see how he turns there and then he short arms it, and you really don't pick up the release point until the ball jumps on you. And they definitely don't pick up the slider. Very deceptive.
Walked the first man, Friel. Strikes out the second man, Castro. So Casey coming up and King coming in.
Weeknights on FSN. MLS is back, and so are we. 10 teams, 2 conferences, 1 desire to rule American soccer. Every week from east to west, the brightest young talent on the planet will be playing for honor and glory. Freddie, Landon, and DeMarcus are the new kids on the block. But watch out for the veterans. MLS, Saturdays on Fox Sports World, with Spanish telecasts on Fox Sports.
Welcome to the Rugby Club, where you have all the action. IRB 7, live Super 12 battles, North versus South tours, Tri-Nation, and domestic competitions from New Zealand's NPC and South Africa's Currie Cup, with analysis and education for novice and expert alike. There's never a dull moment with Max, Viz, Brownie, Ray, and special guests galore. Be a member of the club, the Rugby Club, only on Fox Sports World, America's global sports channel.
Runner at first base, bottom of the 8th, 1 out. Ray King is in to face Sean Casey, then Dunn is on deck. First pitch a little upstairs to Sean Casey. Hit into a double play. Rounded to first. Fly to center. Popped out to Matheny. 0 for 4. They kept him in check. League's second best hitter by average. Two and 0.
Ray King appearing for the 54th time. He picked up the win on Monday night, his 4th. ERA 1.66. 38 innings, only 25 hits allowed. And opponents are batting at 194 against him.
Part of the deal that brought Jason Marquis to St. Louis. J.D. Drew, Eli Marrero on their way to Atlanta. Adam Wainwright to the Cardinals AAA affiliate.
Good trade for both teams.
Yep. Not even close, 3-0.
Jason Isringhausen starts throwing.
Four straight. So 2 walks in the inning. Cardinals, combined with Jeff Suppan in the relief corps, have walked 12 Reds tonight. 12. We've seen 17 altogether. Adam Dunn easily could make this a 1-run Cardinal lead.
This game will end close to 400 pitches being thrown.
That's why you got to love it, Al. That's baseball.
Bonus baseball. Just playing 9 innings.
First pitch to Dunn. Ground ball. Pujols off his glove. Womack retrieves it, and the tying run comes to the plate.
Albert was screened by the runner in front of him, and I don't think he really saw it. See where Casey is? Now watch. Casey holds up, and it's Albert is blinded, so he just had that slight margin between the base runner and himself to pick up the ball again and stay with it, try and backhand it.
And a hit is given to Adam Dunn. So 7 hits tonight for Cincinnati. Javier Valentin will be the hitter. Corners move in slightly. Valentin is a switch hitter. Their backup catcher with Pena on deck. Ball 1. Here we go.
That's why I said you try to always push to get beyond that 4-run lead, because one swing of the bat with the bases loaded could tie it up. And Izzy is warming up.
Valentin, little blooper into left center, drops for a hit. 2 runners are going to score. Dunn moves up on the play. It was mishandled out there, and it's first and third. 11-9 Cardinals.
2-base hit and an error, I believe. And I would have to think Tony's very close to pulling the trigger on Izzy. Here he comes. Pitch out away from him, just a little nubber, and here's Cedeno. Misplays it, and that allowed Adam Dunn to go from second to third.
Tough luck there for King as he walked the first man. Hit a ground ball off the glove of Pujols, a little blue pit.
Growing up, Fred and Ernie were very close. They had to be. They were born joined at the finger. But then, Ernie became one of those bandwagon fans, turning his back on both his brother and Midwestern teams. So while Fred has no choice but to put up with teams he doesn't care about, thankfully, you do.
Will turn it over to Jason Isringhausen. They have used Suppan for 4 2/3, then Klein to get 1 out. Cal Eldred, 2 scoreless frames. Valero started this inning, gets a third, so he gets 1 man. King can't get anybody, and now it's Isringhausen. Yikes.
Save opportunity for Izzy, and he has 25 on the season. He got number 25 last Wednesday. 9 shy of his career. He's 4th place in the Cardinals all-time save list with 79. 5th consecutive season he's had 20 or more.
Here's Willie Mo Pena. 1 swing of the bat, and the Reds could have the lead. Tying runs are on base. Izzy is set. Runners at first and third. First pitch to him. Outside. LaRue on deck. Cardinals lead it 11-9. Redbirds with 17 hits tonight. Cincinnati with 8. But they have 9 runs. Pena, tough night. 0 for 4, but he's made 2 very fine defensive plays. Crowd comes alive. And it's a crowd of 33,282 tonight. 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 pitch.
Ooh. There's a lot of joking going around during batting practice where I kind of jumped in the middle of something that had developed that I was unaware of. I told Danny Aaron, congratulations. That's the way to go last night. Everybody said, yeah, isn't it nice to have a 95-mile-an-hour fastball coming out of the bullpen? Everybody giving Izzy a hard time, but you know, you got a reputation as a hard thrower, and then a young kid comes in and throwing harder than you are. But Izzy's got the 25 saves. 2-2 pitch.
Here it comes. Couldn't get him to chase.
Good breaking ball there, but just off the plate, wouldn't chase.
Brighton, Illinois native Jason Isringhausen using that breaking ball a little bit more as of late.
Yeah, I like that. Seemed like he just got so slider happy, or the cutter, which he's going to throw here.
He got him. 2 down.
It's a very effective pitch, but you don't want to give up those other pitches when sometimes you don't have your good command. It's just a little cutter. It's got a little downward tilt to it. It looks like a fastball, and then it's not as hard as your fastball, but it's got that little downward action at the end.
Now it's LaRue. Runners at the corners, 11-9 Cardinals.
Cutter again. That's for the curveball. Now I throw the cutter.
Ball, 1 strike.
Rue was just determined to swing at the fastball.
0 for 6 against Izzy, who made his major league debut back in '95. Had a number that was number 29 had been issued to him, but told me the other day he wanted number 44 because that was the round he was taken in back in 1991.
Here's the curveball.
The 1-1 pitch. Good play by Matheny behind the plate.
Cardinals hang on. They can add a game on the Cubs. They lose to Milwaukee 6-3.
That would mean an 11-game lead in the Central Division. Two balls, 1 strike. Here comes the fastball. Popped up. And a souvenir.
3 miles an hour, but it looked like it had good light. Struck out Pena on the cutter. Tom Mee, our excellent director, my partner, thinks cutter. Fastball, no. Curveball, yes.
2-2 pitch. In the dirt, blocked beautifully by the Gold Glover. Boy, that's a tough pitch to block like that, because that was really bouncing in front.
Well, there's nobody better than Mike Matheny. He is. If you want to teach somebody how to block balls in the dirt, Mike's the best. But that was an exceptional effort because the ball was so far out in front, and on a breaking ball, sometimes the spin changes.
A lot of English on it.
A lot of English on it, and that ball bounced up near his throat.
Well, here it is, a 3-2 pitch. Runner from first goes, and it's popped up.
Out of play.
And it is out of play. About 6 rows back. Well, you've shown a curveball in this spot. Cutter. What do you come with here on 3 and 2? Best pitch is his fastball. Do you go with that?
I don't know if Izzy thinks it's his fastball.
You got to have confidence.
Well, he should. When you throw it in the 90s, Mike has confidence in it. Reward him.
The 3-2. LaRue, ground ball. Gets through the infield, into left, and a run scores.
How that gets by the 2 Gold Glovers just has to be perfectly placed. Even Cedeno couldn't believe it because he didn't react until it hit the outfield grass. You've got to admit, one way or another, this is a heck of a ball game. Fastball, it's down, he pounds it to the left side. Look at this. Scott Rowland never got near it, and then he kind of shielded Renteria. He tried to backhand it, but the ball was higher than his glove. It goes into left field, RBI for LaRue, his 36th. And he got a 1-run ball game with tying run at 3rd.
Go ahead, run it first. Ground ball. Womack to his left. Gets there. Settles. Throws. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. 11-10 Cardinals. Ninth inning coming up.
All the best go for a rest. Sunday, August 1st at Tri-City Speedway in Granite City, Illinois. The World of Outlaws. Snow Series on the Big Half Mile, Sunday night, August 1st. Get off the porch and come see the Big Togs run. Tickets on sale at 314-540-8000. Use MasterCard or Visa. See the World of Outlaws. Dirty Dozen, one night only, Tri-City Speedway in Granite City, Illinois. Sunday night, August 1st.
A special announcement from the Bargain Network. You can buy cars for as low as $500. Choose from thousands of cars repossessed and seized by the U.S. Customs, IRS, FBI, and private organizations. Call 800-831-6931. Foreclosed homes and distressed properties are selling for as low as $199 a month. HUDs, VAs, and FHAs, repos, and more.
Through the Bargain Network, I got my dream car, and I saved a lot of money.
New cars and homes are being added every day. For listings in your area, call now. 800-831-6931. Call now.
Get out of here. Catch that Cardinals game over at Edge. Let's go. Nah, you guys go ahead. I'm not really up on baseball. All right. See you tomorrow. See you later.
Danny Graves is the all-time saves leader here in Cincinnati with 165, followed by John Franco. He will appear for the 54th time. And Danny Graves has blown a bunch of saves. This is obviously not a save opportunity with his club down by a run. But he's going to try to make sure it stays just a one-run lead. Cardinals heart of the order coming up. Redbirds will have Pujols, Rowland, and Taguchi. What a wild ball game tonight. Redbirds lead at 11-10. At one point, they led 8-1.
This game is a scout's dream. You can come to one ball game and cover both pitching staffs. Oh, at least one starter in every bullpener. Come on, Albert. You don't even have a hit. The Cardinals have banged out 17, and you're still looking for the first one. Did reach base. And a walk.
That was back all the way in the second inning.
Major league leader in runs scored. He doesn't have one yet this game, but he's failed to reach base in just 4 games this season.
Two and 0. Scott Rowland has had a big night. He's on deck. Upstairs to Pujols, 3-0. Saw Danny Graves blow a couple of saves against the Cardinals this year. That's been a problem for him.
Well, the Red Relievers, they lead the National League with 21 victories and rank second with 35 saves, despite not having a win or a save since July 17th. They've blown 11 of their last 19 save chances, including 4 of their last 7 opportunities.
The 3-1 pitch. Albert into left field. Dunn back. And it's off the top of the wall. And Pujols is held to a single. Good play by Dunn.
Albert has more home runs, or he and Jenkins have tied more home runs as a visiting player here. Almost got the lead.
How about a Bank of America higher standard? That means Scott Rowland tonight. His first home run off of Gabe White was back in the 6th inning. Then he would turn the trick again in the 7th. So consecutive ABs with home runs for Scott Rowland tonight. He's also mixed in a double and 3 RBIs.
These are against 2 relievers. His 3rd shot against a Red reliever. Got 23 home runs, and the last 12 have all been on the road.
1-0 pitch. Rowland Rips it fair into the corner. Pujols around second. He will stop at third base. What a night for Scott Rowland. 4 hits, a pair of doubles, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs for Scott Rowland tonight. Runners at second and third, nobody out. Here come the Cardinals again. Let's check in with Pat Paris with a look at the Midwest Sports Report.
Coming up after the game on the Busch Light Midwest Sports Report, Jim Hayes goes one-on-one with Kyle Turley. You're going to hear from veteran Aeneas Williams, plus a preview of tomorrow's U.S. Senior Open. All that and more after the game. Now back to Dan and Al. Guys.
Infield drawn in. Here's So Taguchi's 2 for 2 with a double to the opposite field off the wall. And a single. Infield is drawn in. Rolling at second. Pujols at third. Taguchi pulls it foul. Cardinals, by the way, if you're wondering who's left in their bullpen, Redbirds have used Calero, Eldred, now Isringhausen, still pitching, Ray King, Steve Klein. So Tavares is out there along with Danny Herron. That's it.
Norton and Jones and Wagner for the Reds.
Ball outside, upstairs to So Taguchi.
I wonder how far you want to go in this game.
6th time in his career that Scott Rowland has picked up 4 hits. He's done it here tonight. That was a pitch to drive for So Taguchi. Didn't do so. 1-2 the count.
12 total bases for Scott, too.
If you're just joining us, where do we begin?
Almost 4 hours ago.
All kinds of things have happened tonight. Here's the 1-2. Taguchi pulls it. Nice play. Knocked down by Hummel. Got him. Now you've got Cedeno. Boy, some insurance would be nice.
Albert, you wonder why he's standing flat-footed. I think Tony looking down there, and if we don't score, you might wonder about that one. Intentionally pass Cedeno, load the bases, set up a force play at any base.
And Reggie Sanders on deck. I go back to about 2 weeks ago. One of the biggest at-bats of the year right after the All-Star break. Bases were loaded. And this was the matchup with Danny Graves and Reggie Sanders. And Reggie pulled it through the hole for a base hit that played at 2 runs. The Cardinals won that game. That tied it up. And then it was Marlon Anderson who had the pinch hit home run.
Remember, Danny Graves, prior to that time, had really handled Reggie Sanders. I don't know if that was the first hit or but very few if he hadn't won at all.
And Reggie was saying that it was an at-bat where all he was trying to do is put the ball in play against Danny Graves. Wasn't worried about the count too much, but just trying to make sure he got a good pitch to drive, and he did. Concentrated on that. So what the Reds will do here, middle infielders will move back. The shortstop, along with the second baseman, Casey in on the grass at first. And Sanders a swing and a miss. Hummel moves back a little bit at third base. Bases are loaded here for Reggie.
4 grand slams, 300 average with the bases loaded, 2 for 10 off of Graves. And Danny and Reggie remember that last meeting where he got the base hit.
Seen a combined 17 walks. We've had a play with interference running. We've had 3 errors in the game. Cardinals with 19 hits, Cincinnati with 9. Redbirds lead it 11-10. Reggie pulls it. Hummel has a play at the plate. Goes there. It was a forced play, but he tags out Albert Pujols. Instead of just standing on the plate, he tags him out.
And Valentin stayed in the ball game, and I don't know if he realized it was a force or not, or he was up the line. It's much easier just to act like a first baseman, get the force out, and see if you can get a return throw to first. Got to come home. Put him up in front. He seals off the plate, but way to get the play knocked out, the ball knocked out of your glove.
Going to take a 2-out hit now for Matheny. He's 2 for 4 with a pair of singles, intentional walk, a run scored. You just hope that Pujols standing at third base, the ground ball by Taguchi doesn't come back to haunt the Cardinals.
Or the fact that if you don't get an extra run, you end up losing this game, and you strand 15.
Cardinals came into this inning with 12 left on base.
Got 3 out there.
Matheny struck out his first 2 times against Acevedo back in the 2nd and 3rd. Then the intentional pass and back-to-back hits since then. 0-1 pitch in the dirt. Go back to June 6th. The Reds were 12 games above 500. And Matheny hits it into left field. Dunn is there. Let's go to the bottom of the 9th. Cardinals strand, the bases loaded. It stays a 1-run lead.
Bring it, check it, bring it in the heartland. Now we're gonna chew you up. The play is going down, you better check your cup. What? You are. Yeah, you felt that one, huh? Williams, Kachuk, and Pujols too. They'll beat you down and then we're coming for you. You are. I can hear your mama calling for the Midwest song. For the Midwest song, this is our song. Sing it, come on. You are in our house. JD, what? Let's get out of here. Catch that Cardinals game over at Edge. Let's go. Nah, you guys go ahead. I'm not really up on baseball. All right. See you tomorrow. See you later.
Introducing the Sports List.
With Summer Sanders.
The new show that counts down anything
And everything.
in the world of sports.
The most shocking upsets. The best sports heroes. The sexiest athletes. The biggest sports scandals.
And much more.
Hosted by Summer Sanders.
Every night, a new list.
Every night, a new argument. The Sports List. Weeknights on FSN.
11-10. Cardinals trying to hold on behind a 19-hit attack. Isringhausen stays in the ball game. He got the final 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. First man he will see is Tim Hummel. Then we'll have the top of the order. Cardinals again have used Suppan, who walked 10 tonight. First to do that since Steve Carlton. Then Klein, Eldred, Calero, King, Izzy. Just a wild ball game tonight.
Have a little fun if you win this ball game. Dave Miley, who's, I'm sure when he spent 24 years in the Reds organization and all that time managing the minor leagues, didn't envision this game at the big league level.
It's going to be a late night for the Cardinals. They'll head to San Francisco after the ball game. And let's hope we're talking about a win. Make that trip a little shorter. First pitch to Hummel. Upstairs.
He was scheduled to leave within an hour.
That's not going to happen. But the Cardinals trying to hold on here. 11-10.
If this game's over within an hour.
2-0. Last thing that Izzy wants to do is walk the leadoff man. It's something that has been a little bit of a concern for the Cardinals, the control of Isringhausen. For a guy that throws hard, he's had very good control in the past. Now he goes to 3-0.
Except for this year.
Right. This year it's been a concern.
Yeah, because we always talked about how impressed we were with his ability to throw strikes. This year a little out of kilter.
3-0 pitch. Not even close. Tying run is on. Winning run comes to the plate. Isringhausen swipes at the baseball. Tossed back by Matheny.
Fans are into this one now as Cardinal pitchers have walked 13 in the game. Opened up a hole, an opportunity for the Reds.
Now Scott Rowland moves in on the grass. Here's a sacrifice situation for Ryan Friel. He squares, gets the bunt down. Albert lets it roll foul. Hummel doesn't run all that well, but this is the kind of play that we saw over the weekend, Al, with a sacrifice where if they're going to push it, you want to push it towards first. Cardinals got caught with that over the weekend with a bunt situation on Saturday against the Giants. Real squares. Scott Rowland charging at third base.
They may switch off now.
Right.
If he's very aggressive and the infielders are moving.
Opens up more holes out there.
More holes out there. The Butcher Boy.
The 1-1. Push towards Pujols. Will tag out the runner. That's Friel. You can see where Albert was a little hesitant because he wasn't sure if that was going to go foul, but he couldn't take that chance.
Yeah, he did the right thing, but his mind was working in the right direction.
So a base hit could tie it up. And this is Castro. Then you've got Sean Casey on deck.
One of the things also about Isringhausen, you always considered him as the type of closer that could get strikeouts. He's not striking out the people at the same rate as he has in the past.
Izzy from the belt. Ball 1 to Castro. He's 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout. Coming into the ball game tonight, opponents were only hitting 191 against Isringhausen. He had struck out 41 in 48 innings, so just a little under a strikeout per inning. And he had walked 20. The 1-1 pitch.
Pitch there will get you to kind of not lean out over the plate. He wants to throw that cutter.
2-1 the count. Two strikes.
The fastball away, but he was reaching for it.
What do you come with here on 2-2? Castro didn't look very comfortable with that cutter. Is he set? 2-2 pitch. Fouled away.
To the fastball there. Curveball, he has not been able to get over the plate.
Another 2-2 delivery. To Castro. Got him.
Cutter off the plate. Good pitch.
Two outs. Here comes Dave Duncan with Casey digging in. Bud Light play of the game. Scott Rowland, a huge night at the plate. 2 doubles, 2 home runs. That's home run number 2 for Scott Rowland to the opposite field. And now with 23 and over 90 RBIs. 3 RBIs. Watch this pitch.
See off center as he just throws that cutter, and Matheny trying to accentuate it, set up outside. You got Castro reaching for it, and it looks like the fastball, but just has a little tailing action at the end, a little downward action.
Well, here you go. You've got the second best hitter as far as average is concerned in the league. First base is open. Dunn is on deck. Shift is on for Sean Casey. A chance to tie it up or win the ball game. First pitch a little upstairs. Casey 0 for 4 tonight with a walk and a run scored.
Remember, defensively in the infield, they play him to pull. Well, you got the 3 infielders on the right side. Scott Rowland playing almost shortstop, but in the outfield, he hits a lot of balls to left.
Thing is, if you do pitch around Casey, you've got Dunn on deck, and you put that winning run at first base.
I look at it a different way. You look at one of the spray hitters, marginal success. In Casey, a guy that flares and trails the ball around, and the other guy is leading the National League in strikeouts. They both can hurt you, but the chances are Casey's going to hurt you more than Dunn.
1-1 pitch. This is where that shift, I think, Al, you can question a little bit too. With Suppan, it makes sense. With Isringhausen, a guy that's throwing 92, 93, and a good hitter like Casey, he gets a fastball on the outside corner. He's able to take that the other way.
Well, but that's why Dave Duncan went in there and said, don't throw him my way.
Right.
And he is the kind of guy that is a specialist at flaring that ball to left. So they're pounding him in. He hits with that little open stance. He squares up as the pitch is being made.
Casey and the Reds down to their final strike. The count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cardinals trying to pick up the first 3-game sweep in Cincinnati since 1996 against the Reds. One pitch away. The Cardinals at one point up 8-1. Then 11-8.
Tony was hoping for a no-brainer tonight.
Not the case. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball. Right side. That'll do it. The Cardinals have themselves an 11-game lead in front of Chicago with the 11-10 win. For the Cardinals, a nail-biter, but now they're 65-36, and they sweep the Reds. Cards and Giants are next telecast. What a game.